than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.
Hello and welcome to Live at the Bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Shirley Rosario. How you doing, Shirley?
Good, thanks.
Yeah. And yes, there is no Bart here. Amazing.
Yep.
It is Bart is actually sick, so it's kind of like Get Well Ferris Day, Get Well Bart Day. And we're playing No Limit Hold'em today. Blinds will be 5 and 10. We're playing a restricted buying game where you can buy anywhere from $500 to $1,000, but the blinds are going to be 5 and 10. Hope your Thanksgiving went well, and why don't we watch some poker?
All right, introduce the players.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, in seat number 1, we have Eric. In seat 2, we have Al. Seat 3, we have Gus. Daniel's in seat 4.
Good old Daniel.
Seat 5 is Sylvester. He'll be joining us shortly. Barry Woods in seat 6. Jeff Klein in seat 7, whose nickname is Surfin' Illini.
Yeah.
Seat 8 is Max, and seat 9 is Sean.
Now, I'm interested to see how Jeff Klein does, because he played in the 6-12 Hold'em game last week, and he wasn't. He said that limit's not really his game, so he's really hoping to play no limit. So I'm curious how he is in that game. We'll see
Limit's not his game?
He said limit's not his game.
Okay.
But he wanted to play on Live at the Bike.
Oh, okay.
So he came down to play anyway.
So this should be right up his alley.
Yeah, exactly. So blinds are 5 and 10. The yellow chips you see are $5 chips. If you see any white chips, they're $100 chips. If you see any purple chips, they are $25 chips. And the small little blue ones will be dollar chips.
Well, we have a hand right off the bat here. We have pocket kings and pocket tens. Pocket kings for seat 6. It's been limped in so far.
60.
Seat 2, Alan's making it 60 with pocket tens.
Yeah, look at the new ace in seat 8.
I know. We talked about that last week. Well,
did
not you.
Okay,
Me
I
and Bart
wasn't here.
did, yeah.
Wow, okay.
Barry never believes me.
Barry's got kings, though. What's he going to do? He's in the big blinds.
Is he big blind? I think he's small blind because seat 5's not there.
Oh, is he? Okay. Wow. It's a hefty raise.
It's raising 100 more, it looks like.
And Max.
Wow.
Max calls with ace-queen offsuit.
I know.
What do you think about that?
I don't like it. A raise and a re-raise, and he just calls.
Is Al
Without
all
even
in?
thinking twice, it looks like it.
Are you kidding me? This is how Barry makes money. People just give it to him. And the funniest thing is I think Barry would throw away queens against Al because he knows Al how tight Al is. Because he's thinking about keeping
You can't throw kings away.
In a cash game, you can. I mean, if you're deep enough.
Well, yeah, especially that guy just cold called without thinking.
I mean, I'll be honest. The only player I might throw kings away here in this case. I mean, if I'm playing against Dr. BB.
Yeah, maybe
against
him.
Al, maybe.
I don't know about that, but
Really?
Dr. BB maybe.
810.
Al usually plays pretty tight. I mean, ever since he won a jackpot, though, he's kind of loosened up.
He has more money.
Yeah.
Has more of a bankroll now.
Exactly.
It's going to be a loose call.
All in.
Yeah, and Barry's going to call.
Barry says all in.
Real tough to get away from
Let's see
kings.
now what seat 8's going to do. This is
This is an easy
amazing
laydown.
first hand. It is an easy laydown. It was an easy laydown before.
Right, exactly.
Lunch money.
I mean, he was only in there for $10, $150.
And then he
more.
called, I know, 150 without even thinking.
Oh, shit. Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow.
It looks like Barry has him covered, so it's all his chips.
And Barry is a 4-1 favorite over Al. Now, if Max actually calls, which it looks like he's going to do.
Oh, wow.
Now, this is interesting.
These guys are out of their mind.
Yeah, this is just pure gamble. Now, Max is actually, I mean, he's in bad shape, but he's in better shape than Al.
Better, right. Oh, right on the flop, too.
Oh, wow.
How horrible is that?
Oh, and look at Al. He spikes it.
Look at Barry. He
Turns
has
the
a
set.
favorite hand, and he loses. Loses to
Wow.
both of them.
Amazing.
That was tough luck, Barry.
Unbelievable.
Sorry
There you
about
go.
that.
And Al pretty much triples up there.
I think I cover it. No, I don't cover it. I don't cover it, Barry.
I think,
8-10 there, Barry.
I mean, Al had about, we're trying to get a total of what Al had there.
yeah, he doesn't have them in stacks of 20s.
About $800, I want to say. And so I think he suddenly he won about won a $2,400 pot. Didn't quite have Barry covered, but Barry lost it all. And seat 8 there, Max. Man, ace queen offsuit.
I don't know. I'll play against him.
I mean, that was like you're almost playing it like a rebuy tournament, huh?
Yeah. Well, yeah, in one of those rebuy tournaments, I might take a chance on it. But even then, I don't know.
I tell you, that hand kind of caught me off guard. I just kind of settling in here, having my
barely
coffee,
sat down, yeah.
relaxing, and then like, bam, there you go.
He didn't say anything.
I like it though. More money on the table.
I wonder if seat 8's going to rebuy.
Yeah, Barry's got the button now. Small blind is seat 7. That's Jeff, and seat 9 is Sean. Is the big blind.
And I think we got word that Barry's rebuying for 1,000 more.
What's the ace queen doing? He pushed all in.
What's a loose call with the second of 3 points?
No idea.
I just got nailed with 10s. I fucked up.
Actually, he had the winning hand on the block. He did.
Now, seat 9's name's actually Sylvester.
Sylvester, we have it mixed up.
Well,
yeah.
no, I mean, to his close friends, he's Sean.
Does
Flop
that,
is here, Jack 9-8.
does that mean Sean's supposed to be in seat 5, maybe?
I would assume so.
Okay.
30?
Jack 9-8, and this is interesting here. Seat 7, Jeff, has actually flopped the nuts. He has Queen 10.
30, Barry?
And Jeff is going to, we don't have it quite up there yet. Jeff has the nuts here. He's bet 30. Eric is called with an open-ended straight draw. And the queen on the turn now.
So now they both have the same hand.
Yeah, they have both the same hand. Actually, Eric is free rolling.
Right. And Eric's capable of pulling off a bluff if the diamond
Raise
comes,
160.
if he can do it.
Yeah.
Holding the ace of diamonds.
And I like to play, but
All in.
and Eric's in great shape here. He's free rolling. A king comes, he's going to scoop it.
Mm-hmm.
He'll give me 100 on top of this, and then he knows.
I hope these guys would settle down for a second. I want to talk to
You
you.
want to breathe.
And this pot, we're talking another about $2,000 pot here. Oh, Jeff flops the nuts there.
I got 10. He's got ace king. You win.
Ace king. What?
And
I think
a meaningless 5 of
I
spades.
think Eric's lost his mind. He says, if you have ace king, you win. No, I don't think so.
Okay, what are you worried about ace king about?
He went king 10.
And they split it up there.
King 10.
What is ace king?
Yeah, Alan actually didn't even want to play this game.
He's normally a $300 to $500 player.
Yeah, I think he's happy now, though. Huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Nothing like sucking out on 2 players.
You have the diamonds on the back. Nice hand.
So how was your Thanksgiving?
We went $5.
It was very nice.
Yeah? Turkey?
Yeah. No, we actually had honey baked ham.
Honey baked, oh, you're the ham. There's always like that,
Well, I like
ham
turkey,
eater.
but if it's a choice between one or the other, I'll take the honey baked
So
ham.
Christmas, are you a ham girl there
Yeah,
too?
yeah, that's what
You're
we
the
have.
ham. Okay.
Normally, it's a big family get together, and we have both on Thanksgiving. This time, we didn't, have the whole family together. It was just like 5 of us. So after Thanksgiving dinner, then the whole family got together to play games, which we normally play. And then this year, they decided they wanted to play poker.
Oh, very
talk
cool.
about torture.
There you go.
I'm
Can't get
telling
away. You can't get away. You can't
Like,
get
you
away
want to
from it.
play a $3 tournament? I'm like, not really, but okay. Okay.
Get a little raise here from Barry. He's in the cutoff seat. Not much of a hand, but he's going to buy himself the button here. And Sylvester's going to call with ace queen offsuit here. And Eric's going to throw away ace rag. So we got about an $80 pot to the flop. Flop is jack, 3, deuce, couple of hearts. Misses both players. Let's see if it goes check, and let's see if Barry can take this
Yeah,
pot away
Barry
from him.
will bet.
Well, that's the power of position. Position is everything in poker, especially in no limit hold'em.
Right. And Barry takes advantage of those situations.
That's the problem. Ace queen offsuit. It's a really tough hand to play out of position, especially when you're just calling. And Barry takes it down. Once again, we are live at the bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Shirley Rosario. You can follow us on a live thread. You go to 2plus2.com spelled out. Go to forums. Go to pot limit and no limit, mid and high stakes. And look at that, PIP. Nice work there, Isaac.
There you go.
And you can go to the live thread, official Live at the Bike thread for 11:28. And follow along.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to buy it when you're behind it.
And for all those 2+2 favorites out there, we've got Surf and Illini in seat 7. There he is.
He's a regular on there, and then so's Barry, who goes by BW1.
Okay, I'm sorry,
What's up with the hat side, kind of like,
I'm
gangster
not.
look?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that.
Not a
but
fan, okay.
No.
I
I don't know if you ever read my Raymond Davis profile, but I talked about that. I was like,
Did
he
you?
always wears his hat crooked. I just want to go and straighten it out.
Okay. Get a little pot sweetener there from Eric. He's got Ace Jack of Hearts. It looks like he's going to get called in, I want to say, 3 spots.
4 players.
Got a $120 pot to the flop. Not a bad flop for Barry there. He's got an open-ended straight draw. Huh? $110 into a $120 pot.
And I think he's going to take this down. Nobody even has a pair. Oh, we have pocket threes.
Wow. Barry's just running the table over, huh?
Yeah, besides losing with his kings.
I mean, he got his
taken
money
a
in
long
with the
time
best
to
of
get
it.
even. Yeah,
Right.
he did. He did.
Now, Bart and I have actually gotten into this argument because I actually maintain in a tournament, it's virtually impossible to get away from pocket kings. Because
think
people
so.
make moves with all sorts of hands.
Yes.
I go, but if you're playing in a cash game, the blinds are relatively small and you're really deep, I maintain that you have to be able to get away from pocket kings if you're in a deep.
Are you talking pre-flop? I
Yeah,
mean, after the
pre-flop.
flop you should, but
No, I'm talking pre-flop.
That's difficult too.
I'm talking pre-flop. I'm talking if you've got $7,000, $8,000. The other guy's got $7,000 or $8,000. You've got to be able to get away from it. Otherwise, every time you get kings and somebody else is going to get aces, you're just going to go broke.
What about the times when someone has queens and you have kings?
Without a doubt, might happen.
Right. I'm sure there's occasions you're going to have to lay it down. but
Right.
I certainly wouldn't make a habit of it.
Got home about 2 in the morning and puked, didn't you?
Buttons in
Especially
seat
nowadays. People are so eager to get their money in with other hands, with
Right.
jacks, ace, king, where you're going to be the favorite.
A couple of draws out here. Al has not much here. He's got pocket eights. Still has the best hand, though. Jeff's open-ended with Jack, Queen of Spades, and Max has Jack, 6 of Diamonds, so he's got the flush draw.
100.
And Max is going to bet his flush draw. Now, sometimes I don't like to go for a flush draw a spade draw. A straight draw, but a straight draw if there's a 2 flush on the board.
Right. I agree.
Because you're not sure now, is Max betting his flush draw or is he betting an ace? And he throws it away.
Even if Max didn't have the diamonds and a diamond came that gave seat 7 a straight, he's not going to get the action from it. From
Right.
making the straight,
Exactly.
So
He also can't play
he
that
could lose
aggressive.
if the other person has the diamonds, and then if he makes the straight, he might not get action on it.
But one time we were watching, and it was a hand between Kathy Kohlberg and Ollie. Two very, very tight, fairly predictable players.
Uh-huh.
And it literally went like, bet 100, a raised like 80, re-raised to 200. The other person, then Kathy re-raised him to like 500. And I was like, you know what, I don't think Kathy does that even with queens. I think maybe she smooth calls with queens. I go, and
Yeah, I
since
think-
you had kings, I go, what are the likelihood that she has kings also? I go, it's just... I mean, obviously, we're privy to seeing the hands. It's really easy for us.
Right.
But I'd like to think...
That's a good argument, Phil.
I don't know, I'd like to think that if I'm in a hand with somebody that's that tight, that predictable, I could get away from it. Who knows?
Appreciate the effort.
3 players.
3 players here.
That's the only time he showed his cards. You notice that?
Now, Barry's the pre-flop raiser. See if he takes advantage of it.
Check my 7s.
Checks around. Turns a deuce. That doesn't change anything. Max still has the best hand here.
Barry does pick up a straight draw.
75.
He takes it down.
Bye. I gotta tell you, I do miss Bart.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
We're going to.
Yeah, somebody else misses him too. They're moaning.
Yeah.
Three players.
Three players, limped in pots. We got about a $30 pot to the flop. And it's a queen, jack, deuce. Now we got an ace on the turn here. Al has picked up a flush draw, and he's going to bet it and take it down.
So were you leading up to something about that?
I just say, you know what, I mean, I did see him over Thanksgiving weekend.
Isaac's cue?
Yeah, well, you know what?
Unbelievable.
Isaac's proven numerous times that he is not a puppet.
What do you mean?
Oh, well, there you go. Supposedly, Isaac actually
Just
has a bunch
like
of
that.
cues.
Yes,
So he's playing for everybody else, but we don't hear them.
right. But
Somebody
they can
else
hear
does.
him.
Okay, there you go. Makes sense. Button is in seat 4. Small blind $5, big blind $10. Hot action here going on at the Bicycle Casino. Get a raise here from Sylvester to $40 at King 10 of diamonds. Kind of a middle position. And now you get called by Allen. How do you like your hand now?
Not so much, I don't think.
Well, and
Okay.
Gus is going to call also with a suited king.
Four players.
Well, and I think Daniel actually threw his hand away. 6-7 of diamonds on the button. Wow.
That would
What
have been a flop if he had it in his hand.
I was going to say a $40 raise with two other players in there. 6-7 of diamonds is the kind of
That's
one where
that's a home run hand.
yeah. I mean, in this case, he's actually not in as good shape because Sylvester's got the diamonds also.
Barry bet 60.
And he has the best hand. I mean, Sylvester's got the draw, though. Let's see if he raises.
He is going to raise. He makes it 200.
I don't think, obviously, Barry's got nothing here.
No. Then but an ace rag hand that I've told him time and time again not to play.
It usually brings the-
It was suited. It's okay, but I mean, there's a lot of people in the pot. Just give
Yeah.
it up already. You didn't hit. You don't
figured
have
he'd
to
take
win them
a-
all.
Right, he figured he'd take a shot at it. Tables were somewhat passive there. Would have been interesting had Daniel called that. You would have two flush draws, the pair and the open-ended straight flush draw.
Right.
Versus the king high flush draw. We have our Ho-Ho Hold'em tournament going on right now. And kind of cool, we're actually giving away this Saturday, November 10th, we have I believe it's a charity poker gone mad no limit Hold'em tournament. Where you get a free entry if you bring in a new unwrapped toy. And
It has to be $10 or higher.
Right,
With the
and not only that-
with the receipt.
for your entry, you also get a poker pads, one of these things. A lot of times we give away like T-shirts and stuff
That's what
like
they're
that.
giving away this weekend?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. That's on the 10th,
Yeah,
she
this
said.
Saturday.
It's the guaranteed event, the $200 multi-rebuy tournament.
Oh, there you go. Thank you. Okay. Oh,
That's cool.
Yeah.
I think I'll come play
Saturday,
just to get one of
December
these.
10th. Very cool.
So I
Poker
played,
pads.
I have to tell you, we have a big hand. I'll tell you about my Ho-Ho Hold'em event. Pocket ace is
Wow,
at
and look at the
C4.
flop. Look at the flop for Barry. He's flopped a straight.
Yes.
Oh, wow. And I swear he's blessed.
Is Daniel a type of person that won't be able to get away from aces?
Oh, that's
Maybe not. We'll see how many chips he has. He might have just committed himself.
he bets $80. And we're going to try to get word how deep Daniel is.
And Barry just calls.
He's got 300 left.
Okay.
Well, it's getting worse and worse for Daniel's hand here.
He checks this time.
Aha, that's what I wanted. 200.
200. Call.
And Daniel calls. Barry bets 200, Daniel calls.
Yeah, it's tough to get away from aces there. I mean, once Daniel checks the turn, you know, Barry probably, if Barry had a king, he probably would think his king is good.
Right.
And he would bet his king.
Right.
So you almost have to pay him off once you check that turn.
So I played in the No Limit Hold'em shootout on Friday night. I ended up getting heads up. Bart stayed and watched me the whole time rooting me on. Yeah, it was kind of cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
It was an incredible match. It was unbelievable. But there was this one hand where I was playing with a guy, and he's actually a listener live at the bike. When Bart had came over and said something to me, and the guy said, "Oh, your voices sound familiar." And I'll tell you about that hand after this.
Okay, and this is
one.
which tournament again?
My heart,
The No Limit
Shirley,
Hold'em.
my heart.
Oh, great. So Friday's event.
Right.
Super. Where was I? Oh, I didn't. Okay, I know exactly where I was.
I'm supposed to know where you are.
I know where I was.
You don't know where you are.
I know where I was. Okay.
We have jacks against queens here.
This is interesting. Jack's a really tough hand to play in No Limit Hold'em.
75.
Seat 1 raised. Seat 4 re-raised to 75.
Now, Daniel doesn't have much money left, obviously. He's only got a couple hundred left after losing with those aces.
See what Eric does here.
Looks like he's just going to smooth call.
That's what it looks like.
How much money does Daniel have left? Maybe $45 left. Okay, so this money's probably
The money's
going
going in. Especially with,
that.
right. Okay, Eric's going to bet enough. If Daniel wants to call, it's going to put them all in.
I like to call that just overhead. I mean, I don't know anybody who has jacks there isn't going to lose some money.
Right.
Well, he's got a draw now. Oh, well, didn't get there.
Okay.
Had a 10 come or a jack, Eric would have won. But obviously, queen does not give him the winner.
So there's this hand. I have 1,200 in chips, and the guy in the big blind is in there for $200 with no ante. And I just moved in. It gets folded to me. I move in with ace king. And he quickly calls me without thinking. He has about 2,800 in chips. It's almost a little more than a third of his chips, between a third and half of his chips. He instantly called with pocket threes. I just thought that was like...
Wow.
Because the best that he could hope for is that...
50-50.
50-50, yeah. I mean, the only hand he has me dominated, well, there's a couple, but like deuces, ace, three. But for the most part, he's in a race or severely dominated. I mean, I only need to tap fours.
Yeah, I mean, pocket threes are a hand.
You can
if you're
push, you don't call.
Yeah, pocket eights. Yeah, you can definitely move in with pocket threes.
Right.
But calling is
Right.
not usually.
And it wasn't going to put it,
formula.
make them broke. But I mean, each tournament, especially in tournament, each chip is very valuable, and to risk a lot of those chips. And the structures were really good. These whole Hold'em structures are great.
Now we get a raise from Barry here, with Jack 5. But Max is not going to stand for that. He's re-raising with pocket eights. And Barry's going to call with Jack 5 now. Not a good flop for pocket eights, but he's actually still in the lead.
All in.
100.
That was enough.
Seat 8, bet 100, and Barry mucked. So the guy was nice enough, though. I don't mean to rag on him. It's just not a play that I would do. And I even told him, I said, if you listen to me and Bart, then you have to have heard us say,
Right.
range of hands.
I mean, was he very short-chipped?
He had about 2,800, but I mean, it was 200 was in there, so it was another $1,000 to him. So I mean, it knocked him down to 1,600 in chips. But like I said, I mean, there's 20,000 in play. He only had 2,800. I wouldn't be risking an extra 1,000 in pocket threes.
Right.
Hate the cards and want to bite you.
I mean, he could have waited. He could have picked a better spot.
I think so. I mean, like
Did
I said,
did you win the hand?
I won the hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. I ended up getting heads up, and we had the most incredible match, heads up. And Even when I left there, Bart actually complimented me and said, I know that you like first and whatever, that's only good enough for you, but you played so great. And I'm like, thank you. It was really nice.
It's really great. Well, you've been playing a lot of tournaments. I mean, you have a lot of tournament success. I mean, you don't actually play that many tournaments.
I haven't been playing as many, but I enjoy them, and I do okay in them.
Pocket 10s here for Barry. Couple of limps here. Let's see, Barry's probably going to raise it up here with a couple of 10s. And he is.
80.
Makes it $80 to go. And the only thing with Barry is he kind of, if you pick up how he's raising, he raises 160 with kings, makes it 80 with 10s.
We made it 160 because somebody had already raised.
Oh, had they? Okay, I
Yes.
thought it was limped in. Okay.
No.
Okay.
That's what made that ace-queen even worse. It was because there was a raise and a re-raise.
Alan had already raised with 10s.
Right.
Oh, I thought everybody had limped in and then it got to Barry.
No.
Okay.
Give me $5, I'll show you.
And it goes to Daniel. Now, Daniel just doesn't have enough money here, I don't think, to call with a speculative hand like 7-8. The amazing thing is actually thinking about it. Earlier, he had 6, 7 of diamonds, right?
Right.
And it was a $40 raise, and 4 people were in, and he
Right,
threw it
and
away.
he threw it away.
And here he's actually thinking about it, heads up with 7, 8 of hearts.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the kind of hand you want more players in.
Right. Or you want really big stacks.
Yeah, exactly. You don't really want to take that heads up. Yeah, I have not been able to play a lot of tournaments lately, and it's killing me because I really want to.
Uh-huh. Well, the one where they're giving the poker pads, you're off on Saturday.
I'm definitely, I think I'm not off Saturday, but I will work it out.
Work
so I can
something
play.
out.
And if you can't get these poker pads from coming here, you can actually go to liveatthebike.com and click on it, and you can buy yourself one.
Right, they have
Makes
a
it kind
banner
of
and
cool.
banner on the right side.
Yeah, it makes it kind of cool Christmas gift, or Hanukkah gift, or what is it, Kwanzaa
Kwanzaa.
gift. All of them.
And a hotel room, a real hotel room.
Button is in seat 9.
Higher living with those hookers?
5 players.
You get 4-handed here.
They treat me real good, though.
Limped around. Nobody has top pair here. A couple of players have second pair.
40.
I'll bet it's 40 with his pair of 7s. See what Barry does. Looks like Barry's going to raise. He just does a mini raise, too. Makes it 80.
See, it's funny. In no-limit tournaments, rarely do you see a mini raise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, usually somebody will raise it up to 150 there. You know what I mean?
Right.
But in cash games, I think it's a lot more effective. It actually works because it kind of gets what you want.
I'm not particularly fond of it, but
But in a deep game, sometimes it works.
yeah, because
You know,
this
it's-
actually looks almost fishy.
Yeah, well, it's one of those things where, you know, if somebody bets 200, I don't really need to raise it up to 800 to get the information. If I raise it up the minimum and make it 200 more, it's still $200. Somebody's not going to call me with like bottom pair, generally speaking.
Okay. So Alan does make the call.
I think you're going to bet like 120 or something.
And they still have, Barry's still in the lead here. Now Barry's picked up, he's open-ended as well.
What you drawing us straight? Let's try 200.
200.
Alan's got the gut shot. But if Al's gut shot comes, it'll give Barry 2 pair. And it's a pretty obvious straight. I don't think Al's going to get paid off. I don't think Al can call this. And he does. Wow, and Al's going to bet into Barry, I think.
How much am I have to bet to make you fold?
And let's get a shot of Al here. And Al is contemplating what to bet here. They're actually going to chop it up here with the 3 on the river. Oh, wow, they check it down, actually.
Wow.
And Al got lucky there on the river. As they chop it up.
A 6, 7.
Barry's 8 would have played. Hold'em, once again, your best 5 cards play. So they both had a pair of 7s, pair of 3s, 2 pair.
That 8 was supposed
Or as Bart likes to say, 2 pairs.
Yes,
And 10 kicker.
10 kicker. Well, they like the Bart buttons.
The Bart buttons?
Yeah, when we get Isaac in here, we'll make him do a few more.
I used to actually, when I was in school, I had all my keyboard, my computer keyboard, I would have like, you know, the T would be, you know, Homer Simpson saying something, and the return button would be Bart Simpson saying something. I want Bart Hansen buttons, so I can actually do that. That'd be kind of cool.
So if you're typing an essay, I mean, they're giving you a conversation?
Pretty much.
Keyboard? Yeah.
I wasn't typing essays. I was in school.
Okay.
I was drinking.
Yeah, when you're supposed to be doing the
Right,
essays.
exactly. I was drinking heavily and, like, you know.
I don't know about Sheila.
Button is in seat 1. I saw the best movie of the year so far. Highly recommend it. Walk the Line.
Who's in that?
Joaquin Phoenix and Reese Witherspoon. Johnny Cash movie.
Oh, you know,
blow me
I didn't know what
away.
it was about, but I did see a preview saying something about
Which one got you?
like Academy Award.
Oh,
something.
Oscars across the board. I mean, this
Right.
thing blew me away.
80.
We'll do it till everybody falls.
Another raise here from Barry. He's like raising every other hand. He's got ace-10 offsuit. It's a little bit of a small game for Barry, and he's kind of taking advantage of that.
Yeah, push them all around.
Well, a lot of these players really wanted to play 3 to 5, and then a couple of players wanted to play the 500 unrestricted, so we kind of compromised
Yeah.
and made it a $1,000 buy-in game. But $1,000 restricted buy-in game, and Barry takes it down.
Didn't have a pair, Dave. Huh? Didn't have a pair.
What did you say?
You have a pair?
Once again, we are live at the bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Shirley Rosario. We're playing No Limit Hold'em. Blinds are 5 and 10. I got to tell you, I've had about 18 helpings of turkey already since Thanksgiving.
Have you?
I'm so sick of turkey. I don't ever want to see it again.
I'm not sick of ham.
Oh.
We had a lot of leftovers too, and I've been eating that a lot.
My wife made turkey rice pilaf, turkey soup, turkey salad. She asked me today as I'm going to work, she goes, "You want a turkey sandwich?" I was like, "No, please, no." Seat 5 has got pocket jacks, and he limped in under the gun with pocket jacks. That's a play I will make sometimes with jacks.
Yes.
But I think we get a raise here.
125.
Wow. But Daniel's going to raise pocket 4s in the big blind.
Looks like Sean's putting in re-raise.
Yeah, he did the old limp re-raise. Some people usually reserve
Is that
those for like
250?
king's races, but
Yeah.
I don't know. What did Gus have?
Chicken kebab.
and now what does Daniel do with 4s?
Some crow.
I mean,
Huh?
I don't know how deep he is, but he got to hate his hand.
But he doesn't. He calls.
I think he's moving all in here.
40 more.
Oh yeah, he didn't have many chips.
He moved all in for an additional $40. So this pot's about $400.
Not a bad flop for 4s.
Yeah, he's got an open-ended straight flush draw. Sean's got a set of jacks. And the 9
Sean
of hearts.
has a better flush.
Yeah, they both have a flush there. Sean's obviously is higher. Daniel, it's a great flop for pocket 4,
Yes.
so the 4 of hearts. Obviously, the deuce.
A deuce, 7 or 4, but then once Jack came, deuce or 7 of hearts.
Right.
Or deuce or 7, period. As long, yeah.
Another cool movie I saw, have you seen Crash?
No.
It's got like a little of everybody. Brendan Fraser was in it. Who else did it? Brendan Fraser. God, like a little bit of everybody. But it was really kind of cool. It was like a brilliantly made movie.
I
All
don't
about
get to go
racism.
see the movies that much.
No.
About racism? Oh, I would like that.
No, it was actually really intelligently done.
Unbelievable.
I mean, you know, I take my daughters, like when we have time, I go see the kids' movies.
Oh,
And then
okay,
I
like
watch-
Chicken Little.
Well, I didn't see that, but yes, like movies like that.
Okay.
So I don't get to go see the adult movies. I did last time I went to Vegas, which was last week, to go play in a tournament. I did watch, what was it called? Something Dogs. Must Love Dogs.
Must
which
Love
was
Dogs. Okay.
kind of interesting. Shauna Hyatt was the hostess in there. Very short
Okay.
part. But I was like, oh.
Must Love Dogs with Diane Lane and.
Yeah, I really like her.
How can you not like her?
Yeah.
Now, seat 4, Daniel's rebought in for $700.
No, I call.
And
C4 red.
Daniel put a little raise in there with ace 10 of clubs, and Barry just called with king deuce of hearts.
So now he's not playing ace rags, he's playing king rags.
And he's trying to play the table, I think, and he thinks he can outplay these players.
Okay.
2 players.
I'm not saying it's right, but
50.
I think that's his thinking.
And, well, you know, he probably can, you know, in most situations. But you don't have to play every hand.
Yeah, I find sometimes I get myself in trouble because I'll play in a weak 3 to 5 game, and I find that the players are so bad that I feel like, oh, I can play a lot of hands and outplay these players. And I put myself at such a disadvantage because they always have better hands than me going into the hand, going in pre-flop, that is.
Right.
that I'm putting myself in a situation where I'm forcing myself to have to try to outplay players. You know, and I find myself bluffing too much and calling off my money, and I'm like, wait a second, that's not how I play.
Right.
It's oftentimes I see a lot of players who normally play like high limit hold'em, like 40-80 or 30-60. They'll go play 6-12, or they'll go play 4-8, and they think they can blow these players away. No.
No.
The things that make you successful in your higher game are the same things that will make you successful in the smaller game.
Right.
So.
Oh, look at that. He has his own shirt.
65.
Very
That's
cool.
Elix. Is that too funny?
Oh, is that Powers?
Yeah.
There you go.
He called me with Jack High. That's too funny, but we should have seen his face. There we go. There he is.
The myth, the legend. See, two Al's raising it up with ace queen offsuit, and Barry's got another real hand. He's got pocket tens this time. And he's got a smooth call. And I believe Al has got position on him. Nice flop for tens, though. Barry's going to bet right into him.
$200.
Into about a $180 pot. Al's like, he's like showing a line of like ski wear or something.
Yeah, he looks a lot different today. He's normally wearing the FCK shirt.
Yeah, exactly.
He's even been in suits, I think, the last two times I saw him. Yeah, he does look like he's hitting the slopes.
Yeah, I wonder actually, we are having our Ho-Ho Hold'em event, and I might get in trouble for saying that.
Yeah, I think that's a good point.
Yeah.
I thought you were banned from saying ho.
I might be.
Yeah.
Hey, you were paid the blood. Pay my first wife or pay my other two.
Well, this is kind of cool. You know, tonight we're having our monthly $1 million drawing.
Yes.
The casino actually gives away $1 million.
Well, if someone picks the right envelope.
Right, exactly. So you can come down playing any jackpot game, and you too could be drawing for your share of $1 million. If everything goes right, I might win about $25,000 tonight.
Were you in one of those?
I have 2 tickets for it.
Oh.
So if my table gets picked and then the $1 million envelope gets picked, I get $25,000.
Well, good luck.
I hope.
I'm not here enough to win those tickets. I don't have any.
You know what?
Players.
You can share mine.
Okay. Thank you.
Queen Jack 7 there. Rainbow board.
100.
Neither player has anything. Sean's in the lead here, and he's going to bet it in position. And Barry, of course, is in every hand.
Yes, he is. But I like this hand so much better than King Deuce. So I don't know if you knew this. I
What?
had no idea that the Live at the Bike is expanding its coverage. Did you know this?
I just found out just a couple minutes ago.
You did?
But tell me about it.
Yeah, you can catch a rebroadcast of that night's program all day long, beginning today after tonight's episode. We'll rebroadcast it at 10 p.m. every 3 hours until just before our next live broadcast. So that's really cool. Oh, we have a chip count.
Chip count here. Al in the lead. He sucked out with those pocket tens first hand of the night, and he's up to 2,600. Barry up to 1,440. Not bad, considering he lost 1,000 right away.
Right. I think it's still in the negative, but doing
Eric,
okay.
yeah, Eric there bringing up the rear with only 250. Nobody else real big movement here. And of course, Barry raises again with King 4 offsuit. And looks like Sylvester, with one of my least favorite hands you could possibly have. He has Jack Deuce offsuit. He calls. I mean, I just hate that hand. I mean, what are you looking for if you have Jack Deuce?
Mine's 10-5. That's my least favorite hand.
70 in there. Okay.
I mean, I just don't know what you're looking to hit if you have Jack Deuce.
Deuce, deuce, deuce.
I mean, I guess so.
And then you don't
Well,
get
Max
any.
is
Then
going
you
to
won't
check,
get any
and
money.
Barry's going to bet. And wow, Max
Wow.
called. Well, he's got the
setting
back.
up a play here.
Well, no, he's got the backdoor diamond draw. He's got a 2 of diamonds in his hand.
Yeah. Let's see if Barry can follow through.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you're just going to check and call with Jack Deuce, what's the point?
And that actually looks like Barry has a real hand. Though, did you see the way that he was putting it in? Oh, okay, let's go ahead and stick this $200 in, which is normally a sign of real strength, but he doesn't have anything.
Yeah, he shows the bluff, but it's not even a bluff.
It's not
King
a
high
bluff.
was
He
good.
has the best hand. Rivercam shows the 3. They would have chopped the pot.
Oh, bad laydown.
Yeah.
Man, what's he doing?
That's what he's hoping for with Jack Deuce.
I guess so.
He's hoping to hit, yeah. 2 pair on the board with an ace kicker
The
and
funniest
chop
thing
the
is,
pot.
if a 3 comes on the river
It's not.
and Dimitri just breeds on the pot, there's no way Barry can call.
Right.
This can't beat an ace, can't beat a 7 or a 3.
Just keep throwing them over here.
Dimitri.
Dimitri, I'm sorry, Barry. Why am I saying?
No,
Oh,
you're thinking Max, right?
Max,
If
right?
Max breathes on the pot.
Yeah, thank you.
Right. Okay. I'll
All
keep it
these
straight,
names.
David.
You know what? We haven't had live the bike for like 5 days, and I was kind of jonesing for it, you know.
Really?
I was, and you know what?
I enjoyed my time off.
I did,
Yeah.
but I think it's affected me. I might need an hour to get back into the groove.
Okay. All right, you got 20 more minutes.
Yeah. So I'm going up to Santa Barbara tomorrow to look at a 55-acre ranch. It's for sale for $4.25 million.
Get 35.
Are you really going out there?
We are. My wife and I are going to go up there. We're going to act like we have money and we're going to see it.
Uh-huh.
Just for fun. And dream.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know we got picked up in England. I mean, live the bike. We're there.
I know.
LA
You're
poker
almost a
scene.
millionaire.
Oh, the money's just
Uh-huh.
flowing in.
Yeah.
Forget it.
5 more.
Me?
Yes.
Since she can, I am.
A little raise here from Gus here with ace queen offsuit. And 3 players call, sorry. About $120 pot. Flop ace deuce 5. Let's see if Max gets himself in trouble here with ace 3. I can't see him getting rid of this.
You can? I think so, because I don't think Gus is going to slow play.
50?
I think that he'll put in a big raise.
And you think Max is going to actually lay it down?
I
And
don't
he called
know.
with Jack Deuce.
Yeah, and he called with ace queen against
Right. I mean, you think
All
he's
for all
actually
his chips.
you think he's going to get rid of a pair? Top pair, I mean.
All right, well, we'll see.
And a wheel draw.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, he
But I
should
know
get rid
Gus
of
is
it.
going to put in a big raise.
Of course he is.
It is.
I mean, a board like that, you have to raise.
Gus makes it 150.
And that puts Daniel in a tough spot here, but he's got the nut flush draw.
That flush draw. He calls. So now, yeah.
I mean, how do you overcall that with ace 3
Well, because he says, wow, there's a lot of money in that pot,
Right,
and
exactly.
I could hit a 4.
or a 3? And 8 of clubs is a safe card here. And Gus is going to put a... Gus can almost move all in. He's got $500 here, and I think he is going to. No?
No, he's only betting 200. It's awfully small bet for that pot.
Yeah, and the pot is about 500. So he's betting 200 to a $500 pot. And Daniel's got to look at it and go, well, okay, it's $700 pot, 200 to call.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little over, like 3.5 to 1 to call. Okay, I'll call. Plus implied odds, obviously.
Right.
And Max is going to call as well.
And we know Max will call.
Well, you know Daniel likes his hand a lot. Then. I mean, that's, now he's putting 200
Now he's
into
really
a
getting
900
the, yeah,
plus implied odds.
he's really getting the right price.
And the river, 7 of clubs to safe card. Daniel makes a pair, but that's no good. Obviously, that's not what he's looking for. And let's see if is Max going to throw in a. I mean, I'm sorry.
And Gus checks. He's afraid.
Okay.
He's like, what could these people be calling me with?
Sit down. Queen kicker.
Now I like putting a value bet in,
Get queen kicker.
but he might have just thought, you know what? At this point, I've got call.
Yeah, I've gotten called twice.
You can put one of them on spades, but what the other guy have?
Right.
Now normally, if I'm really deep, I might just check that because is it worth the value bet? If I get check raised a couple more thousand,
Right.
then
And
what do I do with
put-
only one
get
pair?
put to a decision, right.
But in that case, Gus only had
He
300
only had,
more.
and he was going to call it.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So. Anyone's a pretty big pot. That's about $1,100 pot.
Mm-hmm.
Take it down, Gus.
So I wonder how many of those sound bites we have. I know he says, "My heart, Charlie, my heart." How many of them did you hear?
I heard like 4 or 5. But I'm actually going to take that home with me.
Oh my goodness!
I want that, and I want a big poster.
Unbelievable!
I want the the big poster with Bart in a G-string, just a G-string.
That's a new poster that just came out, right?
Yeah, you can actually get it at livetobike.com. If you order a subscription, we'll throw you one for free. Okay?
Yeah, there you go.
Give it to your favorite poker fan. We have Shirley Rosario bobbleheads there. I mean, I honestly think we're dropping the ball here. We should market Bart and you.
You have to
We'd
market
make millions.
and you'll have your house.
Exactly. Oh, it's actually, there's no house there. It's just 55 acres.
Oh, okay.
Just land.
Oh. I thought you said a ranch.
No, we're going to build a ranch there. There's like wine vineyards there and olive orchards there and 55 acres in Santa Barbara overlooking the ocean.
Yeah.
For $4 million, it's a bargain. They're giving it away.
Yeah, that's...
Eric with Pocket Jacks here. He's got an overpair. And nobody else has anything. But Sylvester's going to bet with a bottom pair. And Eric's not going to fall for that. He's going to move all in. And I don't think... Can Sylvester even call here with Jack Deuce?
No, it's like $160 more.
I mean, unless you think the guy has Ace King, and I think that's why Sylvester took a shot at, hoping that Ace King or Ace Queen. The pot is about, I want to say $400, $160 to call.
And he mucks.
Yeah. That's kind of cool that we're expanding our coverage. So you can watch this show. It's great because we have our good friends in Denmark and Holland and Germany and Sweden.
And now they don't have to stay up all night long.
Right. They can watch the show whenever they want.
God-awful hours of the night. Yeah, they can watch it any time. Those faithful viewers.
You guys know I go all in. I got something for you.
And the players that play, obviously, can go home later that night, at midnight, and watch the show.
Yeah.
See how they played.
That's
really cool.
Good, yeah.
Now, obviously, we're only live 6 to 9. So if you send us an email, and you can email us at live@thebike.com, we do answer them.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Obviously, we can't answer them.
So they'll be rebroadcasting, and we'll say, oh, send us an email, and we'll be backed up here.
Right. Our only interactive version is obviously 6 to 9 Pacific time. I think that in Holland, I believe that's 3 in the morning to 6 in the morning.
I don't remember.
Button is in seat 9. Small little raise from Barry here with Queen 10 offsuit. It gets called by King Jack. That's Daniel. I'm sorry, King Queen.
Is it King Queen?
It is King Queen.
No,
it's King Jack.
It looks like King Jack to me.
Yeah, I know. I understand what you're saying. I just want to believe that it's King Queen for whatever reason. And Barry's out flopping him there.
There we go. King Jack.
It's 75.
Yep, that's clearly a queen, and Daniel's clearly holding a jack. Like I said, I was off all weekend. Forgot what cards look like.
Does your family get into playing poker?
Well, I mean, my dad's a huge poker player. I mean, that's where I learned how to play.
But they actually know what they're doing. Could you imagine sitting at a dinner table or whatever with your family, 10 players and 8 of them have no clue?
No, I've done that. Because my wife's family plays, and they don't know how to play at all.
Right.
And
there's no logic to it. You know, it's like, oh, they just bet $1 into a $12 pot, and I'm like, okay, well, okay, then I'll raise. And then it's like, call. I just throw out my hands up, forget it. I'm done.
This is kind of an interesting game here. It's 5-10 blinds, but it is a restricted buy-in game. You can only buy in for $1,000.
And it's up to 1,000, right? It's like 300 to
500 to
1,000, 500 to 1,000.
Now, obviously, most of these players have more than that at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Look at all this crap. There's 10-7, 10-4, 9-4.
You wouldn't know it's one of the bigger games in the house.
Well, I've always maintained some of the tougher games are actually the smaller games. Seems like to me. When I'm watching a $1,000 game, like the 10-20 blind game, it amazes me.
What games do you think are tough? I mean, all the games are pretty easy. I mean, the 200, they're pretty bad. 3 to 5 are pretty bad.
Yeah. I mean, I guess all in all, though, if I have to think of some games that are tougher, it seems like a random 3 to 5 game can be tougher than sometimes the $1,000 game, the 10-20 It just seems like a misnomer. A lot of people always say, well, as you move up in stakes, obviously the game's going to be tougher. Not necessarily.
Right, the players will be better.
But yeah, that's not necessarily.
No.
Yeah.
Come on. Where's the shish kebab?
I love Ed. He's a great guy. But, you know, he proves that theory wrong.
Right.
Now?
After you're playing,
Oh, the archives are that quick now? Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, some people in Europe watch it.
It just keeps running.
Now, obviously, the access to that show, even though we're showing the show over and over and over again, the next day, if you want to see that show again, you know, a couple days later or 2 weeks later,
Right.
you have to subscribe to the archives, which are still just $14.95,
Right.
and make a great Christmas, you know, stocking stuffer.
Bart keeps trying to convince me to buy that gift for my daughters. Could you imagine?
I've already actually bought it for your 5-year-old.
Oh, gee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure she'll appreciate that.
Trying to turn her into a poker player. Jack 8-8 here. Eric's flop top pair. He's actually got 2 pair with an ace kicker. Wow, and Jeff is going to bet with absolutely nothing. He's on a stone cold bluff. I'm pretty sure Eric's just going to smooth call this. That's the problem with, you go, okay, does this guy have a jack? Does he have clubs? Sometimes I don't like to bluff into a board with his draws. Because it's hard to say,
Yeah.
okay, what does he have? And Jeff is drawing completely dead. If the 8 of clubs were to come on the river, he would split the pot.
8 of clubs is out there.
Exactly, that's why he split the pot.
Oh. Good point.
That's his only saving grace. And he's gonna. Did he bet again?
He did.
How much did he bet?
I think he...
$110. Now I gotta tell you, I don't love the play here unless you're putting the guy on a draw. Because my only thought is, if the guy is bluffing, why not let him bluff into me? And if the guy has an 8, he's definitely gonna call me.
Right.
Now then again, if he has clubs, or if he has 9-10, you don't want to let him get there for cheap. So you can make that argument also, I guess.
I'm still trying to figure this one out. I don't know. Well, you know he's on a pure bluff because it was, you know, it was only $100 more to call. He would have called with any flush draw.
Oh, yeah.
That was, you know, Jeff, so.
Right.
He didn't have to show down the hand, but he let them all know that he was making a move for that pot.
Chip doesn't mean I don't have money.
Little posting here from Deep Down Truth from 2+2. Oftentimes, I'll be reading the 2+2 thread, and I'll be talking about something that I'm seeing,
Yes.
and I'll say something there.
Okay.
I swear, these guys, they get in my head.
And that's why he's saying that.
That's why I
I'm
said
in your
Dimitri.
head, yeah.
I actually said that. I was like, ah.
The whole week. This goes back a week.
Ace King here for Max.
Friday.
Takes it down. Take it down, Mr. Brown.
So you know him personally?
Deep Down Truth?
Yes.
I kind of feel like I know all the 2+2 people personally.
Yeah.
I have a relationship with them. All of them.
Yeah, love-hate relationship.
No. It's a complete love relationship.
But what about the one that used to post that gave you a hard time?
John
Or gave-
Dadson?
Jive, yeah.
I love that. I mean, to me, I welcome. Give me the criticism.
Uh-huh.
I feel like I'm not alive if I'm not getting criticism.
I'm not complaining. The last one.
I wish
You know,
I
it's
could
kind of
have-
like,
First one.
I just checked the Wendellin's left.
if you start cutting yourself,
Get Alan one.
you got to feel alive. Kind of like that, you know?
Okay.
Not that I'm promoting that.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I have to agree with Bart this time.
To the table, you know, there's something other than 4-year-old girls or 80-year-old women play. Get you up to the bigger
You know what I mean? Though, if everybody's just like, if everybody's just kissing your ass and telling you how good you are.
No, I agree
kinda like,
with that. But,
"Thanks,
but
Mom,
sometimes
great."
it's a little over the top.
No, without a doubt.
I think, yeah.
Queens for Daniel, and he's going to raise it up.
I don't mind constructive criticism at all, but when it gets downright mean.
But a lot of times somebody will give me an idea. They'll send me a private message. And obviously we welcome your private messages. Are you on 2+2?
I finally got signed up.
So what
it
is
took me so long.
your
Siren.
login?
I still haven't posted, but Siren.
Siren, okay. Well, and mine is Friar Tuck, and Bart Hansen obviously is Bart Hansen. And you can private message any of us with any questions, comments, advice. And once in a while, I really get a really intelligent idea or comment. I appreciate those.
Yes.
And once again, you can email us at live@thebike.com. I honestly have no idea how to get to it, but please email us.
Well, we know where it is, live@thebike.com. We just don't know where it is on our computer.
Right.
So if you're sending us emails, we have no clue how to look it up.
Everything falls apart when Bart's not here.
I know.
The park down the street from Barry's house.
Button is in seat 5.
Thursdays and Tuesdays.
I know, as if Bart needed to get his head
you
any
think
bigger.
Bart's listening?
Time I'm doing well.
Of course he's
Yes,
listening.
he's listening.
Please.
He's going, are they surviving without me?
Get it limped around here.
There's only one player limped so far. They're taking a long time.
It's a restaurant down the street. He's killing the land with that.
Oh, because it's got,
Anywhere to get some water on here? Where to get some water?
Race, ticket 80.
And Sean, seat 5, Sean there. He's going to take it down with a little raise.
Well, we're
Pretty
trying
flop.
to figure out this email.
Yeah.
We're getting a lot of,
We get a lot of spam here.
yeah, it's not even just spam. They're like viruses. Norton's saying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Norton.
People are sending us viruses.
Watch
How often?
out, watch out.
I got to tell you, it's one thing I'll never understand. Why somebody would send. I'm all for pranks, you know, and like practical jokes.
Right.
If I can actually watch the person that I'm pranking. But what's the point of pranking somebody or sending somebody a virus that I don't even know who they are and I can't watch them? So laugh
Right.
at them, right?
Well, and a virus for your computer's not even really a prank. I mean, that's pretty cold.
Yeah, I never understood it. Button is in seat 6. That's Barry Woods. Small blind $5. That is Jeff Surfing Illini. Seat 8 Max is the big blind, $10. And it folds all the way around the Barry, and he's going to just limp on the button. Why just limp there? Barry's been aggressive all night in position. Why would he just limp there with 7-4 clubs?
Right, if he's going to come in raising, right?
Exactly. What's the point?
Max has hit a pretty good flop.
He's got a pair.
Pair and a flush draw.
Barry's got the best hand here, though.
Make it 30.
Yeah, he does.
you can call from your room, put your name on your board.
Take it 130.
Raise, make it 130.
Gone. I could forget the ball back.
Well, our email is telling us we have 1,000 emails. I think 950 of them are spam. And there's the flush there. Max has made the flush. He's going to check it. And he is. He checks it. Checks it once, see what Barry can do. And Barry's going to bluff at it.
Barry's going to say, okay, I'll try.
And I got to tell you, I hate the way Barry's played this hand. I mean, he limps in with 7-4 clubs.
I know, he was only involved for $10, and then now he's got himself in a mess.
I mean, I think he made a mistake on every level here.
Right.
Limping in with 7-4, then smooth calling a flop there.
Right.
I mean, the big blind could have anything.
Right.
And now you're bluffing at it $200, and he's going to end up losing. And I don't even think you can call this. It's only $200 more, but I don't think you can call.
Is it even $200? I think it might be less.
You're right. It's only 135 more.
more.
So we're looking at a pot of about 550, 135 more to call.
And Barry's drawn dead, though.
Yeah, and he calls.
He does call.
And he's found a way to lose.
To lose the most money he can lose with 7-4.
Yeah, he's lost like, what, $400 on this hand? And you know, it's funny. Some people will say, "Oh, it's easy to commentate and just watch this." We do face the music, but I know Barry Woods watches this, studies them to become a better player,
Right.
and he'll hear us say that was a donkey play. I mean, what would Bart say about that one?
okay. That's good. I like that.
Oh, he'd be all over his.
My heart, Shirley, my heart.
Button is in seat 7. A couple of players have some Broadway hands here. You got King Jack in seat 2. That's Alan. And Alan's going to range with King Jack. In early position, too. King Jack offsuit.
I'm starting slow.
Now, Daniel's got ace 10 of clubs.
Did
He's got a
Alan
smooth call.
raise?
He did.
Looks like only $10 there.
35. He's got a
Oh,
little,
okay.
little purple chip
Purple
in there.
chip in there.
$500 in last hand.
They're all calling. Actually, we're five-way action here.
So we got a $175 pot to the flop. 873. Sylvester is flop top pair. And he has the best hand right now.
Oh, who am I to interrupt this? Waiting for Alan to check raise. No,
I'm not going to check raise. What are you talking about? I'm going to check call. I'll check raise on river.
Okay. 100. Hey, wait, we'll let you get the.
But you know what? Barry's going to bet here. I can't believe I can't actually. Sylvester actually checked the flop, and it all checked around, and then it checked around again with the Queen of Hearts came out until Barry bet his queen.
And what is Max doing? He called.
Yeah.
He didn't raise. He called. I think we're giving up. Here, I'll do it.
Hey, we're trying to organize this email. I do apologize here. And the river is an 8. Sylvester would have had trip 8s, but he's obviously out of the hand. And Barry's got the best hand here. Queen's up. And Max checks it here. Is this worth a value bet if you have Queen 6? And Barry's going to bet it. This is one of those times where do you think
Well,
he
if
might
Max called on the turn, you think he's going to call here? If he thought a pair of 6s was good?
Well, the 8 of Hearts isn't going to change anything unless Barry
Unless
somehow
Barry
was betting
was-
his heart draw.
Right.
And got there. I mean, there's not much that Max can beat here, is there, except the pure bluff. And Max is going to get away from it. Barry takes it down. Now, there is some value to that. Me and Bart actually disagree on this as well. A lot of times he'll say, why bet that? Only a hand that can beat you is going to call you. There's no value to the bet. But I think in No Limit Hold'em, there is some value to not having to show your hands.
Yes, I agree. Well, Bart's always talking about value betting.
Yeah, let's just bash Bart tonight.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And we got a chip count tonight. Now, it's not a 300 to 500 game. It's actually a 500 to 1,000 No Limit Hold'em game. Blinds are 510. Al's still in the lead with 2,500. Gus now in second place.
Yeah, he
with
pulled up
14.
there with that one hand, ace
Yeah.
queen.
Barry down a little bit. He's playing every hand, so. And he's down about, I want to say, $850 for the night.
And Eric did a double up, so he's not at the bottom anymore. He's 550.
Yep. He's got about 1,100. But Daniel is bringing up the rear. And that's actually his second buy-in, too.
Limp, fold, limp, fold. What do you guys do?
And it's getting limped around here. 4 players. You got a $40 pot to the flop. Flop is queen, deuce, deuce. Couple of spades. Now Max has actually got trip deuces. Daniel has top pair. And Daniel's going to bet top pair, see where he's at. Bets $40 into a $40 pot. And what does Max do here?
He raises.
Wow, he's going to raise right away. Now, if you have queen 7 here, pretty easy laydown because you can't even really beat a good queen.
Right. I think it would be hard to put a normal player on a deuce, though. But
right,
yeah.
But what would you put him on, though? Even if you put him on a queen, though, can you beat his queen? I mean, now what you're hoping for a chop pot, basically, right? And he bets 40 again.
See if he calls again.
I think Daniel tried to do a little, blocker bet there, huh?
Yeah, it didn't work.
No. Max wasn't falling for that at all.
Right, Daniel, you got a lot of information there.
Yeah, I know. I mean, right now you just got to look at it and go, there's no way my queen with a 7 kicker is any good. You know, you're playing queen 7 of clubs in a no-limit game. You're not looking to flop a queen.
No.
At least not one queen.
No.
And some people ask me this when they say no-limit hold'em as opposed to limit hold'em. They'll ask me, they'll go, well, can you play more hands in no-limit or limit? And I say you can play more hands in no-limit, obviously, because the larger implied odds. I go, but you have to be smart enough to get away from hands.
Yes.
You know, if you're playing ace rag or 9-8 suited or something like that, you're not really looking to hit just top pair.
Right. You don't play ace rag, do you? Suited aces.
Once in a while, I'll play a suited ace. Once in a while, I'll play like ace, wheel draw type, like ace 4, ace 3, against a predictable player, a player that can't get off just one pair. If it's a small enough raise and he's got enough chips where I think if I hit 2 pair, I can win a huge amount of money. You know what I mean? Like the flop. I've actually done it before where
so
I had like
basically
$1,400.
Yeah, you're looking to hit a huge hand.
Oh, huge! Like I had $1,400. He had me covered. You know, he only raised it up to like 20, and I had like ace 4 suited. He had ace jack or ace queen. The flop came out ace 4, blank, and I ended up winning all his chips. So I'm risking what, $20 to win a huge pot. But you got to be smart enough, obviously, to get away from that if you don't hit.
Well, Surfing Illini has pocket aces.
Well, and Max has got king queen and
Surfing Illini re-raised to 125, so it's $100 more dollars for everybody to call.
And look at that, everybody's calling.
I'm trying to figure out. Max called with king queen.
Yeah, and this pot is $500 to the flop. And this is interesting here. It's a 9 jack 5 flop. Barry's got second pair. Everybody else is pretty much
looks like
missed.
Jeff's moving in.
I was going to say it's actually
So
not.
yeah, everyone has outs. I mean, Max has a 10 for a gut shot, and Barry had something. Okay, he has 1 pair, so he could hit 2 pair of trips.
I was going to say actually, if I'm playing limit hold'em,
Uh-huh.
I actually like king queen in this spot because it's a rainbow board, and a lot of times I'll look at it and go, well, if I hit a king, I hit a queen, I might be good, and if I hit a 10,
If I
I
had
have
a 10,
nuts.
then
But obviously, no limit, you can't really. The odds aren't there to go for it. Look at Barry laughing. Look at him. What did I get myself into here? He's got a backdoor flush draw, and he's only got 1 pair, so he's in bad shape.
No, don't weigh that down. No. Don't weigh it down. I'll show you no.
And does Jeff show?
He showed him 1 card.
And they show 1 card there.
I would actually be kind of surprised if he showed both cards. Wouldn't you? Don't you think 2+ tours don't show their cards? Wouldn't you think that 2+ tours don't show their cards?
I don't really like to ever show my cards.
I don't neither.
Yeah. Unless I'm trying to set up somebody that's pretty predictable. You know, if I think I can set somebody up for a later play, okay. But I'd rather just keep them guessing.
Yes. And never show them to make them feel better about a laydown, right?
Yeah. I'd rather the guy go on tilt.
Yes.
I might show you. But I'd only show you if I was bluffing you.
Would
To
you?
make you feel worse, yeah.
Oh, Mark did that one time to me. I wanted to kill him.
Yeah, see, I mean, I'd only do it to make you feel...
Yeah,
I would
I-
never do it to make you feel better. Everybody would
yeah, I
accuse me
was
of
so
kissing your ass.
mad.
I'd be like, there's no chance I'm going to do that. I've seen people do it to you where they go, oh, Shirley's so pretty, and Shirley says, I'm going to make her feel good here. See, I had it. No, bullshit. No way. Sorry, I ain't playing that game. Seat 9 raises it up with king 9 offsuit. Bill Brunson likes to call that a sucker's hand.
What's that?
King 9 offsuit?
I don't even play king 9 suited.
No, king 9 suited is a sucker's hand too, but
Yeah.
one of the reasons king 9 offsuit is a sucker's hand, think about the straight you make.
Because you could never make the nuts.
Right, and if you make if you make that 10 jack queen straight, what other hand might somebody else have?
Right.
You know, people like to play ace king, don't they?
Well, I guess you can make the nuts if you... That's not true. You can never make the nuts straight. That's better. Well, even then you can.
Right.
If the
Wait.
board is 10 jack queen ace. I don't know. Well,
10 jack-
I was saying you can never make the nuts with king 9, but you can if you hit 3 kings or
Right,
you
no.
make kings full.
Right,
You
it's-
can never
it's
make
very-
the nuts straight, but you can if 4 cards go out there and you're
You
playing
can't
one
flop the
king.
nut straight,
There you go. That'll work.
which is why you don't play hands like 10-6, jack 7, queen 8. Those cards are just too far apart. They don't really work together.
Yeah, that's the point you're gonna win.
We had a kind of a treat there on Thursday and Friday last week where we showed some of the best of Live at the Bike performances and shows. I know a lot of people really enjoyed the Barry Greenstein show on Friday.
Right.
I actually got a little peek of that, watched it.
Did you get to watch it?
I did, yeah. I mean, I've seen it a couple times already. But obviously, listening to Barry can only make you a better poker player.
Right. And there was so much information on it. You can't catch it the first time. You can't catch all of it.
Definitely not. And I've had a lot of conversations with Barry Greenstein. And he's really, not only is he obviously a world-class poker player, but he's a world-class guy.
Yes,
really
he
a classy guy. Really.
Yes, he is.
And his son too. I talked to
Joe, yeah, he's
a great guy.
Yes, he is.
Up-and-coming poker player himself. Is all right.
Yes,
Joe.
he is.
Had a real nice showing at the World Series this year.
And then I think he even made some W Coupe event final tables.
Yeah,
Or
good for him.
maybe placings.
Yeah.
I think he's been doing okay.
All the pros play. Are they all your table?
Well, he's got a good teacher,
That's for sure.
It's always, there is something to it also knowing that your parents support you that much. You know what I mean? Having Barry Greenstein behind you. And
And understands.
Understanding and supportive and so forth. Seat 1 here, Eric's going to raise it up with ace-queen offsuit.
Makes it 30.
Sean's going to call with pocket eights. Barry's going to call with king-jack offsuit. I'm not a big fan of that. And Max is going to call with king-queen offsuit, which I also don't like. Not a bad flop for pocket eights, huh?
Well, let's see how he plays them. He gets checked around.
And this might get Max in trouble. And this is one of the reasons where king-queen,
This will probably get Max in trouble.
especially in no-limit hold'em, it really can get you in a lot of trouble.
It's going to get Barry in trouble too. He's taking a shot at it. He does have outs. He needs a 10. If it just gets flat called, but I doubt that's going to happen. He bets 125.
And Max calls, and now does Eric throw in a nice little re-raise here? I mean, the pot is now $350. There's no straight out. The Queen of Hearts couldn't have made anybody. So now you're looking at it going, well, was somebody slow playing a big hand like a set? But I can't imagine anybody slow playing a set here. Look at that flop. 9, 5, 6, couple of clubs, straight draws. To me, I would have liked to put a nice raise in there if you have ace-queen. Yeah, Barry's got to hate his hand here. Barry's drawing dead. 3 of spades. That doesn't help anybody. And Eric's hand is still the best hand. And Barry's going to shoot again. I cannot believe Barry's shooting again here. And he's betting 300 into it. Wow. Now, this is an interesting case because Max might call, and can Eric overcall?
Wow, I can't believe Barry's firing again.
I mean, it's one thing. I like the fire on the turn. Trying to represent.
Well,
take
yeah,
away.
I mean, it's.
But when two people call,
I don't know if I liked it, but I understood it.
Okay.
But I definitely don't like
And now what
this.
does Eric
When you
do?
get called, you get called 2 spots.
Well, now the pot's $1,100, 300 to call. You're getting over 3 to 1 on your money. Can you think that was the case queen and it made everybody?
Looks like he might muck it.
Wow. I mean, the pot's now 1,100. If he starts adding it up and he starts figuring it out, the odds say you almost have to call this. He's getting more than 3.5 to 1 on his money. You don't have to be right every time here to be profitable. You don't have to be right every other time even. If you're right 1 out of 3 times,
1 out of 3 times, right.
you'll be making money on this play. And I think by just calling the turn, he's kind of put himself in a tough spot here. And Barry might have saved the pot for Max here. This is amazing.
Well, which is a good thing for Barry because Max is going to be a lot easier to get chips away.
Yeah.
Win him back from than Eric is.
And he's trying to replay the hand in his head, but if you start thinking about it, you go, okay, what would he check on the flop? And he throws it away. Wow. And Barry had nothing here. I don't mind trying to bluff one guy out, but you can't bluff two out.
Oh, yeah. Seat one's pissed. He's cussing.
Really?
What did you put me on? Nothing. I put him on king queen. Well, that's exactly what I had. That's two of my draws.
And he's saying that he actually put Max on king queen.
Mm-hmm. That's what he said.
No, ace queen. No, but I mean, any other clubs to call.
No.
What's that? He said he put Barry on nothing and Max on king queen, and then he folded.
upped?
Yeah.
I blew it.
Yeah, sure.
I always, you know,
Either
funny-
we're not hearing him right or he's full.
Right. I always find it was the funniest thing. I'm playing a 3 to 5 game the other night. Actually, no, I was playing a 500 game on, I want to say Saturday night.
Uh-huh.
And the most interesting thing, I'm sitting there, somebody's sitting there and he lays the hand down and he goes, "You got nothing. I know you got nothing. I know you got nothing. I know my hand is good." And he throws it away.
Uh-huh.
I go, "You know what? Either put your money where your mouth is or just shut up."
Right.
You know?
Right.
You know, I know I have the best hand, but I'm going to throw it away anyway. Hello?
Mm-hmm.
That makes no sense.
Make it 25.
So we finally got this up and fixing and up and running, and we got an email from Bart. He just can't stay away from the show.
Yeah, Bart Hansen here. It's a 10. Oh, my God, my heart. It's nice to be able to watch this at home and not blow out the speakers. Yeah, we'll try to put in some loud...
And then there was one
loud
from the other
responses.
day. It's down there more, and it's asking, when are you going to add to your Under the Gun?
I've added to my Under the Gun.
Uh-huh.
The powers that be refuse to post them.
Oh. Please tell us on the air.
Yes,
When will
I
you
apologize. William Frick there wanted to know when I'm going to add. And I've written a couple of more, and unfortunately, our technical staff is somewhat small,
Uh-huh.
and they've been very busy.
Make it 1.
Oh, wow.
And Barry is raising it up with nothing. He's got a gut shot. 7-8 offsuit here. Barry's got a little bit of bluffitis here.
Yes,
like you
he
said,
does.
he's trying to win every hand.
He is.
You can't win it. Sometimes I get into that in tournaments too. If
Uh-huh.
I'm running good, I think I can win every hand.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta realize, no limit hold'em. You don't have to win a lot of hands to make money.
No, not at all. You can have patience and...
Well, now he's got the best hand. But Max has picked up Max has now picked up a flush draw.
Max has a straight draw, too.
Yeah, it's got the gut shot. I think Barry tried to check.
Can Barry make this call? He's like, what have I done? No, I'm up. Okay, so I said we got an email from Bart Hansen, and now we got another email from Bart Hansen saying he's Matt Green.
Yeah, clearly.
Says, yeah, just wanted to say Bart Hansen rules. The guy's awesome. Love his commentary. That's Bart.
I've been
He's
picking up
just
a lot
saying
of,
he's
right,
Matt.
I've been picking up a lot of good things from what he has to say. Keep up the good work, guys. Oh, and why isn't Bart on tonight?
Because you're at home writing this email.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Thanks, Matt. Jeez. I don't think there's going to be room for me and Bart in the same room here. His head is going to take over, yeah. Gosh. Button is in seat 5.
Make it 40.
Seat 1 raised to 40. Pocket 9's there.
Pocket 10s here for Surfing Illini there, Jeff Klein. And Jeff's got a smooth call with the pocket 10s. And Mac's going to call. And now Sylvester thinks, hey, why not with my suited ace? Now we got 4 ways. $320 pot. And the flop is King, King, 4. That's not a bad flop for Jeff or Eric. Let's see if Eric gets in trouble here. And we get a small little bet here by Jeff. I mean, we're talking, that's a $55 bet into a $320 pot.
Yeah, definitely a filler bet.
Well, that's kind of... Well,
it's a weakness bet. I mean, I would say... Well, it also could be taken as...
Strong bet.
Really strong,
Who knows?
yeah.
A lot of times you kind of look at, okay, you either have absolutely nothing or the nuts.
Right.
And the problem is if you're looking
and
at
you
it,
have no idea what to do.
the board is a rainbow board. It's king, king, 4. There's no draw at all. And if somebody even calls me here, I kind of know I'm probably beat.
Mm-hmm. And what's Sylvester doing? Does he know he has cards?
Well, you know what? Maybe he reads it as weakness and see if he can, like, smooth call him once and then kind of raise on the turn.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of play you can make here.
If you have chips, it doesn't look like he has chips. Oh, he's going to raise here. Oh, and he does have chips. He has a rack on the side. Now what's...
Now, that's probably going to get Eric out.
Yeah, I would think
But
so.
to me, if you really want to set up a play,
you just
you
flat call.
almost want a smooth call because
Right.
you want to make it look like you have a king.
Mm-hmm.
200 more.
Play
And
it
Jeff's
like
not
you
going
really
to
had
take
a
it.
king.
He's re-raising.
Yeah,
He makes it 200 more.
because Jeff's probably looking at it going, wait a second, this guy's not going to raise me if he has a king. He's going to smooth call me and let me bet again.
And Sylvester lays it down.
And nice read there by Jeff. He,
Yes, it was.
He re-raises him and takes down the pot.
You had me by 1.
I'll often do that in limit hold'em as well. People say you can't make any plays in limit hold'em. Against a good player who I know is paying attention, a flop like that'll come. Even if I know they have a pocket pair, and I could have ace-jack or some just whatever, I'll often smooth call once, see what happens behind me, and if nobody calls behind me, I'll often plan to raise on the turn.
Right, take it away on the turn.
And they'll look at it and go, ugh. And they'll toss up 2 queens or 2 jacks. I've made that move on Trisha a couple times. And Trisha was a prop here that for a while, and a pretty good limit hold'em player, but you kind of knew where she was at. And there was one time in where she raised.
She was a good player, but she was a very solid player, and she
Right.
could make big laydowns. So
Exactly.
you could make moves on her.
Right, there was one time everybody had limped in. She had raised in the small blind, and I looked down, I have ace-jack suited in the big blind. So I call, and I started thinking, I go, what kind of hand would she raise in the big blind? I go, she's got aces or kings or queens.
Right.
And the flop came out with 2 kings. I go, let me take a shot at it, and I tried that exact move, and it worked. And she showed me 2 queens.
Okay.
So. But you've got to make it look believable. You want to, tell a story and try to make it, okay, well, this is how I would play the hand.
Right.
You don't got much left.
Looks like we're going to have a few callers here. We have ace, king, king, queen, king 10, king 9. I'm not a fan of,
Yeah,
but
we actually
Barry
had a
will
raise
probably
from
play
Al. Al raised with king, queen, and Daniel just smooth called with ace, king.
One time.
Barry's going to call jack 9 offsuit.
it. Oh, it's jack 9. I thought it was king 9.
Never one time with you. That's what she said.
And is Max going to call with his ever famous jack deuce?
Because of the Viagra? Yeah? Any problem with that?
Viagra's
I'm predicting like an 8-5-4 flop.
5 players.
Something along
Probably.
that.
That's going to miss everybody.
Exactly.
Hey, when I was in school, we went to the bars.
Okay, what do I know?
Some Viagra and put in our friend's drink.
Queen 10 8. So Barry flops a straight.
I mean,
Ran to the bar, you had to get a beer cup.
Well, if you're going to play
Bless.
jack 9, yeah.
now, and Al has top pair here.
200.
Daniel's got the gut shot.
And Al bet $200.
Well, he has top pair.
And that is about the pot.
Yeah. Actually, it's more than that. It was $80 raise to $400 pot.
How much was the raise?
$80 picked off.
Wow.
This is $400.
I know it's one time with you. It's always one time with
And how much does Barry have left?
He doesn't have much. Oh, he
He's
has
playing
500
okay.
behind. So
He's
he has
pissing
a
through money.
total 700 behind.
you. I know, Brian's concerned.
And Al might get himself in a lot of trouble here.
You better be careful. He got 500 more. That can't be a
Yeah, Eric's got second pair. I don't think he can call this overcall, especially.
No, he did call with top pair earlier.
Right. So he throws it away. And it's heads up here. Barry's got the made straight here. And Al's got king queen, but he's got no hearts in his hand, so it's in bad shape. 5 of clubs changes nothing.
That's going to help you.
And Al is actually drawing dead right now.
Give me my set.
But he's going to continue betting.
Yes. It's hard not to bet against Barry. Barry said, one time, and you know that Barry calls a lot of chips.
Yeah.
And
He does call off.
I think Barry said all in.
700.
Yeah, Barry does. He would call off his chips with queen jack. Say.
Yes. So it's a total of 740, so it's another 300 and something, I think.
Yeah.
You want to draw?
Alan.
And this pot is, we want to say,
I think
pot is-
Alan. I think Alan said I call.
This pot is like
Yes, he did. He
about
said I call.
$1,700. $1,700 pot Barry's going to take down. Actually, no, it's more than that because he had 700 and he called 200. So you're talking 1,800 plus $500 pre-flop, $2,300 pot that Barry just took down.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Barry.
Almost right back in it.
Look at this. People are drooling on 2+2.
I think it's supposed to be, drilling icon.
Yeah, if you want to follow a live thread, you can go to 2plus2.com, click on forums, click on high to mid limit, no limit, or pot limit, and click on the live the bike thread for 11:28. Wow,
Just like that.
time is flying.
That's 35.
$35 raise here from seat 3. He's got big slick offsuit. That's Gus. Pretty straightforward player there.
Dude, you're so tight, you sit on a lump of coal and be a diamond. No call, sir.
See, I get so many back cards, I gotta practice.
Yeah, exactly. You know, obviously,
You need a 9-2.
And we figured out the email, so you can email us at
Yes, you can.
liveatthebike.com.
you're obviously very good.
We do look at them. We do appreciate them.
I'm not paying
And Gus takes it down pre-flop there. Once again, we're live at the bike. I'm David Tuckman here with Bart Hansen. No, I'm not. I'm sorry. That's classic.
Go, Isaac, go. That's your cue.
Oh, man. You look nothing like Bart Hansen.
Oh, thank you.
Not even close.
I hope not, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Button is in seat 8. Now, Bobby emails us here. Hello, how do you obtain archive footage? Please advise. Bobby.
Subscribe.
And all you have to do to subscribe is go to liveatthebike.com. Top left-hand corner where it says archives, click on that. It's just $14.95 a month, and you get like 1,500 hours of content. Plus, we've got Greg Raymer episode, Barry Greenstein episode. I mean, tons of great and educational entertainment. Fabulous.
And you have Bart.
45.
Yeah, we have Bart.
Very careful.
Gus has top pair, and he's going to bet it.
45? Yes, sir. Okay.
Barry's got a flush draw, and he's going to call.
Because it's Gus.
He's calling only because it's Gus.
Yeah, I think I got some of his.
And Max is calling with the ass end of a straight draw. He needs a gut shot. He needs a gut shot here. And 10 comes.
Ooh, that's a good card. I love Brian.
That's interesting. An ace comes here. Let's see if Barry uses that as a scare card.
Check.
Gus is going to check.
He's been
so-
trying to win every pot. I don't see that he would check.
Just 3 of us? Yes, sir.
I mean, sometimes if you're going
He
for
checks.
a flush draw, you want to like look for other cards that you might be able to use.
Right.
You know, the way Gus plays it there, it's pretty obvious he probably has a jack. It's pretty straightforward, and he doesn't like the ace.
Right.
You want to try to bluff at the pot here?
He gives 100.
And anybody wondering where Bart Hansen is, he's actually homesick. Either that or he's with his Hooters girl.
Right. Well, Bart's been sick for forever.
He's been
Been like
coughing
2
a lung,
weeks.
yeah. Coughing up a lung here and there.
Oh, yeah,
Raise it 25.
that's a nice visual.
$25 raise here from Daniel. He's got King Jack offsuit. Folds around to Max, but Max looks like he's going to call it 10-9 suited. And look, and that's Sylvester. It's going to get Sylvester in there with 6-5. Gus is going to throw his hand away, though. And we get 3 hands. The pot is now $85. King, Queen, 3. Rainbow. Daniel's flop top pair.
And he checks it.
Now, he's the pre-flop raiser, so he's looking to check raise. Now, it might
I
actually work, I guess, but...
Yeah, looks like it might. Max bets out here. Now, wouldn't this be perfect if the jack came?
2 players.
A jack home. Max makes a straight.
And he just called. He didn't even check raise.
I know.
He
He doesn't have that many chips. And you know he's going to call the $100. I mean, unless he thinks that Max is just bluffing.
15 more.
I mean, I can't believe Max actually fell for that. Daniel check raise on a turn.
I don't know. Yeah,
more.
this game's playing strangely.
Yeah. And there's the jack. Look at that. Wow.
Max makes it.
Max makes it there. Wow. Unbelievable. How was that, Bart? Was that good? Just like that. Wait a second. Did Max just muck his hands?
He sure did.
Max threw away the winning hand.
What a
My
dip.
heart, Shirley. What, he didn't realize that he had the winning hand?
I guess not.
I mean, he had 9-10. I actually saw it. I can't believe that. I'm baffled.
We're looking stunned.
No, I mean, you bluff at it. You bluff at your gut shot. Twice.
And you're all in.
And you're all in.
Right.
And you throw away the winning hand.
Right. Well, 4 was all in.
Wow. And how does that make you feel? Because all the money in front of Daniel now should be in front of Gus. Merry Christmas there.
30 to call.
Wow.
So Daniel doesn't know, but he was just given a gift.
Oh, that's unbelievable. Just threw away the winning hand.
Barry raised to 30. Got 1 caller.
All diamonds there. Eric is the only caller, actually. No, actually, I'm sorry. I just assumed Eric was the only caller. Max is the caller.
No, it's
10-4
Max.
offsuit.
Do we have 2 callers? We.
What is Max doing? He's calling raises with 10-4 offsuit, and then he's throwing away winning hands. Amazing. Well, now Max has got the best hand. He's got a pair of 10s, but Barry's got a gut shot straight draw plus a diamond draw. And he doesn't get there. And Max has got the best hand, maybe, but who knows? He might not actually.
He might not know that he has a pair.
Right.
And Barry's queen high is going to win the pot.
Actually, Eric's got a pair of 6s.
Pair of 6s. Okay, there.
This time
He knows he has a pair this time.
Yeah, this time Max actually showed the winning hand. And let's get a read of how many chips that Daniel has in seat 4.
Yeah, I'd be curious to know how much would seat 8 have?
Have you ever thrown away a winning hand?
I think I did.
Yeah, we've all done it. Look at that.
$400. $405.
$400. I mean, you can buy a laptop now for $400.
Pretty,
just gave him a
pretty
laptop.
happy one.
Yeah, but it's a laptop.
Right.
Okay, you can buy like
a Barbie one.
2 iPods.
You know, like the Barbie battery.
How about an iPod with the Bose speakers?
There you go. Yep.
Better than that, you can buy me a present. If you want to buy me a present, you can send it to Dave at the Bicycle Casino. We're in Bell Gardens, California. It's on Eastern Avenue. Just go to thebike.com and find the address.
Are you going to let them know what you want?
Anything.
Doesn't matter.
Cash. Yeah. Or you could bring a wrapped toy and get into a tournament for free. Actually, that is December 3rd. I made that mistake before. We have a charity poker tournament. It's a no-limit hold'em tournament. Normally, it's $200 tournament with a $30 entry fee. Mm-hmm. But if you bring in a wrapped toy and bring in the receipt, and the receipt is for more than $10, you get in for free. So you kind of give into charity, plus you save a little money.
Right.
Kind of cool. Toys for Tots. And then the following Saturday, December 10th, No Limit Hold'em tournament. It's a $100,000 guarantee tournament. Also $200 entry. We're giving away poker pads to every person who enters the tournament. And these poker pads are really cool. You can,
I like this one better.
Yeah, the Live at the Bike one?
I like the Live at the Bike one better.
Well, you can get whichever
but
one
the
you want.
Bicycle Casino's all right.
You can get whichever one you want if you click
They're all
on
pretty cool.
liveatthebike.com.
But I like the Live at the Bike banner better.
Kind of a little mouse pad. You can, play if you're an internet poker player. Kind of give you the feel for you're at the tables. I've already said I want to get one that says "Don't be stupid."
Mm-hmm.
Stop calling. And Sylvester takes it down with a pure bluff here. He actually had the best hand with King High. The theme of tonight, it kind of seems like people are trying to bluff Max out. But it's not a bluff because King High or Ace High is
it's really good.
Just goes to play blackjack and he puts down the $100 just to hear him say, I got blackjack. Somewhat racist.
How long did you play blackjack, craps for, Gus?
How long what?
How long did you play craps for? Like 10 minutes?
Yeah, that's plus EV, crap.
Oh no, you played
You're
so
talking about
fast while I
EV.
didn't win. You kept on winning.
Make it 50.
House line is only thing you can bet.
We had a raise here. And a call from seat 4.
A couple ace kings out
Two,
there.
yeah, two players both have the same hand,
Let's see who plays
except
it.
one suited.
Daniel's got position.
So you bet crap?
Check around.
Wow, he checks that. Well, now Max is free rolling here because he's got the king of hearts in his hands.
Well, neither one wants to put a bet in.
And this is probably going to go chop.
Shot, yeah.
I mean, that's some passive play from ace king, huh?
Yeah, I think so.
Ace king, same hand.
Oh. Ace of hearts would make this a nice hand. Actually, the 10 of hearts would make this a nice hand.
Hassan Habib in the window in the at the bike. We get all the types here. All the pros come down here to play. Tuan Lee, Tim Fan, Doyle Brunson. They all come down to play poker here. This is one of the biggest poker halls in the entire world.
That's the greatest bet.
We've actually got a huge Asian gaming side too, where you can play blackjack, pai gow.
That's in like a whole nother world.
Yeah,
You know, the poker side's so big, and then you can't even see it over there. Oh, Tuan. Speaking of Tuan.
there he is. Tuan Lee just relaxing.
Yeah, making himself comfortable. Making himself at home.
Option. 5 players.
4-way action, 5-way action, $50 pot to the flop. Flop is 10-8-5, couple of spades. Sean has flopped 2 pair. Top 2, actually. And Barry's got a gut shot.
30.
And I don't think anybody else has much of anything. Sylvester's got second pair.
60.
And we got a little bet, a $30 bet from... Well, there we go. Sylvester bet $30 with second pair. And Sean has made a minimum raise here to $60. A board like that, I don't know if I really want to. I don't really want to keep going because I don't know where I'm at. If somebody had Jack 9 here, they just made their straight. And if somebody has spades, they,
100.
a lot of draws here. And sure enough, look at that.
Well, you could play like tournaments
And Sylvester's gonna represent here.
Represent the straight.
Yeah.
That's short. You need 1 more chip, I think.
Sean hasn't gotten involved in a lot of hands.
No, he's a real tight player. He's very solid, but
I'm not familiar with him at all. I don't even think I've seen him.
he's a real tight. He's very much like Gus in the sense of very straightforward. He's betted. He pretty much has it. And a 6 on the. He actually calls there. And wow, Sylvester's moved all in for I think over $800. That's a really tough place for Sean here. Actually, 320. I'm sorry. I thought I saw a stack of purple in there. And this is one of those things. If you're Sean there, do you put the guy on Jack 9? And he's going to lay it down.
He lays down.
What a bluff by Sylvester. Wow. And he bluffed the right guy because
Yes, he did.
Very few
He's
players
not going to
this
get
game.
away with that with seat 8.
No, well, there are very few players that are going to lay down 2 pair.
I think Allen would.
Yeah, Allen might have. You're right. Especially with the queen coming up, it wasn't like it was the obvious spade draw. He represented a particular hand. He actually represented Jack 9.
Right.
And I want to give him credit. I mean, he played it like he probably would have if he actually had Jack 9. Bet a little bit,
Yes.
try to take it down, call a small raise, then check raised, and then moved in with what would be the nuts there.
I respect it. I'll lay it down. It's a good hand.
Get an email here from William Frick. Dave, blogs are hot. You write well and have an SWG card. So what's the problem? I'm not sure what what is an SWG card? I don't know. Are they worried you won't polish the bicycle apple or what? I do appreciate it. West Palm Bill Frick out of Montgomery, Alabama. And I promise you, we will get the Under the Gun poster up there. If you want to check out Under the Gun, you can go to liveatthebike.com, and it's Under the Gun with David Tuckman. And I try to put up like kind of a weekly blog of what's going on in my life. And I'll actually give you a small update. I have been kicking ass in November, but really disappointed because I've won like 14 out of 15 sessions this month. But unfortunately, I've won 14 out of 15 sessions, and I think this is a familiar ring. The one session I lost, I got reamed so badly that I'm barely even up for the month. It's so sad.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still up, but I should be up thousands and thousands of dollars because I've won literally every session but one this month.
What game are you playing?
I was playing $1,000 No Limit Hold'em.
Okay.
The day I got reamed. But it was just, I should have realized it wasn't my day and gone home.
150.
But hey, what are you going to do? Live and learn, right?
Gus bets 150 once again, probably thinking he's bluffing. He does have the best hand with a pair of sixes.
6-2.
That is just unbelievable.
Almost as good.
And he shows the bluff.
And the guy's just laughing inside.
That was a 6 down there.
That's tough because I had one of them.
Interesting game here. Got a couple of bluffers. Really interesting play there by Sylvester.
Yeah, it was.
I mean, I got to be honest. I mean,
That has to be the degree all-in moment. Not all-in moment.
The degree
play
bluff
of the day.
yeah, the play of the day.
Degree play of the day.
I mean, that's one of the best plays I've seen in a long time. I mean, to really, I mean, the fact that it worked is even makes it.
Yeah,
makes
that
so
makes
great.
it better.
Wow. Ace King suited here for Gus. For Max, I'm sorry. Max in seat 8. And he's in the small blind. Let's see what he does. I think that's just a limp in.
2 laps.
And he plays his
Limp
hand.
around 3 ways.
And he's hit top pair. Flop is ace 10-5. And he bets, and Sylvester quickly throws away jack 10.
Actually, he didn't have to watch.
I guess Sylvester kind of reads his player in the sense that there's no way I can bluff this guy out of the pot if he has an ace.
No call.
And Gus throws away pocket deuces. Now, here, what is an SWG card?
I don't know. Maybe he meant to type SAG and put a W. What's called the... Do you have a SAG card?
I have a SAG card. I
Well,
am
that's
SAG.
probably that's
Is that what he
probably
meant?
what he means.
Okay.
I think the W is right next to the A on the keyboard.
Well, there you go. Okay, makes sense. Well, I do appreciate your support, William, and I promise you, Under the Gun will be up soon.
But I don't know what having a SAG card would have to do with you writing well.
Well, he's complimenting me, okay? Just let him compliment me.
He's just,
Jeez.
just giving
What,
you
you got to be
two-
named Bart here to get a compliment? Man.
Bart's the only one that gives himself compliments. He sends them
I'm going to write... You know
under
what?
aliases, you know?
I'm going to write in tomorrow.
Uh-huh. And say, oh, that David.
Pat David, wow.
He's unbelievable.
He's great. What an amazing commentator. That, and he's good in bed, too.
Oh,
my-
wow.
I'm sorry, did I just say that out loud?
I'm going to raise. I didn't say that. Brian said
I gotta go piss.
Eric's going to raise here. He's in the blind, big blind, actually, with pocket jacks. And I don't think he wants to see this many players in the pot. So he's going to try to limit
He's
the
sitting there
field.
trying to figure out, what am I going to do?
And there's sometimes where I know a lot of people say you have to raise the jacks in the blind. There's sometimes I will just smooth call.
I just call a lot of times.
And I kind of say, okay, I'm looking to win a big pot.
Right.
Or I'm just going to throw it away. I don't
Right.
want it.
I mean, it's always situational, but I mean, if it's like a small race out there, and you think people have some, and you can hit like a set or something really good and win a lot of chips, I'll just actually most of the time I think I just flat call
Well, and he gets
because
called
you're
here.
out of position.
Well, you're exactly. If you're out of position, if you get called, if you put in a big raise enough to limit the field, and you get called at a spot, you don't really know where you're at. Like right now, am I good or not? And he's almost forced to put in money here, and he doesn't even know if he's good or not.
all in. 100.
You know, he doesn't have much money actually,
No, he is good. He says all in,
and he's going to take
and
it down.
surprisingly, Max laid down. It was only $100 more. The pot was pretty big.
Yeah. But you got to look at sometimes raising pre-flop with jacks. You're almost risking, like in that case, you put a $100 raise in there. You're putting in $100 to win, like say 60. You know, you've got to take that down more often than not. Now, I don't mind putting more money in, but they're obviously a no limit hold'em. You can get a little tricky sometimes. You know, I think. Just my 2 cents.
No fresh air help you out, dude?
Some people on 2+2 will get on me. They'll go, but it's expected value, positive EV, positive EV. You have to raise the jacks. Well, you don't want to be predictable, though. Question here from Robert Valdez. Shirley, when are you going to be playing in your next big tourney? And he means big, like 5K or
5,000
above.
and 10,000. I don't know. I might go to Bellagio for these series, yeah, but
Okay.
I don't think, maybe a 5,000, but not the 15,000.
5 ways here, $50 pot. Queen 6-5. Sylvester's got the best hand with Queen 4.
Go ahead.
Eric's got a flush draw here.
Check around.
And there's a king, actually. That gives Eric now the best hand. He's got a pair of kings with the flush draw, and he's going to bet it.
30.
It's only betting $30.
Into about a $50 pot.
Mm-hmm.
Barry's got a gut shot, but with one card to come, what's the point?
Sounded like it.
Well, Max is going to call. He's got third pair.
You did, huh? 2 players.
Yeah, you didn't put any money in there.
That check cost you a lot.
Check.
If I knew what it had,
King. King.
And they both check.
Wow, you must have folded a big one.
you would have got in there anyway.
Diamond draw.
And Eric
Max
takes it
just
down.
keeps surprising me.
Does he?
Well, I mean, he called there on the turn. You would think that once Eric bluffed to him, maybe, he was calling so he could take the pot away on the river, but no, he just checks. And
Yeah, we've seen Max earlier. We saw the Jack Deuce. He just calls down, kind of like trying to hit a miracle card. And then when he hits his miracle card, sometimes he mucks it anyway.
yeah. Yeah, someone thinks that you're seeing things. No, we saw
Yeah,
it.
Russ McGinley thinks I'm seeing things. The only thing I'm seeing is I'm seeing turkey. I see turkey in my sleep. I see turkey
You're
in the
seeing
shower.
turkey at the table?
Oh,
A turkey that mucks his straight?
Barry raises with pocket rockets. Makes it $70 to go.
Can they do better than kings for him?
Your hearing okay there, Max?
What did you say? I didn't hear you either. He doesn't want anyone with an ace in the pot.
Definitely no respect. He's getting all kinds of callers here.
Yeah, Max is going to call with 5-6.
I got big ears. I got a straight.
I think Alan's going to call with Jack 10 off suit. And we're going to be three-handed, so the pot is now $220 to the flop. Flop a 10-5 deuce.
And they all have a piece.
And now Al's got top pairs. He's going to get himself in trouble.
And Max has middle pair.
Now, he's already
He will
doubled-
get himself in trouble.
He's already doubled up Barry once, actually, Al has. And Barry's like, he's thinking of what the pot is, and he's going to bet pretty much the pot. He's betting $200 into a $220 pot. Pot is now $420. And what does Al do here with Jack 10?
I think he might muck. But I'm really curious to know what Max is going to do. He mucks.
Max mucks. And now Al's got to think about it. Al's going to talk.
Alan calls.
Al calls now. The pot is now $620 to the turn. Turns a 7, and it's a third spade, which reduces Al's outs here. Al needs a jack or a 10 that is not a spade.
500.
I mean, he's got two. I mean, what does he have? He's got 3 outs. That's it.
Wow, Alan calls again. Barry bet 500. Alan calls here.
No, 500?
Yes.
Wow. And Al's got 3 outs and 3 outs only, and it's the queen of spades. And that's not good. That's actually an action killer as well. And Barry's got the absolute nuts here. He's got the ace of spades in his hand. And now Al's got a pair of 10s, and that's it. I got to tell you, I hate the way Al's played this hand. And look at Barry. He's begging for a call now.
Now Barry's only betting 200.
Well,
That's
he's
a little
begging
fishy.
for. Yeah, he's begging
Yeah,
for
he
a
bet
call.
500 on the turn.
And the pot is now. I mean, the pot is $1,600. Actually, $1,800. Can you lay it down
More
for
than that,
200?
yeah.
And I hate the way Al played this hand. I mean, obviously it's easy for us to say that his hand is no good, but if he thought his hand was the best hand,
Then raise on the flop, and then you can actually know. If
or you have to raise on the turn, right? Because you don't have a spade in your hand.
Right.
Because now you let
I
Barry.
would have liked to raise on the flop because,
Right.
you know, I mean, you don't have much of a kicker. You need to actually get some kind of information.
And he's going to call
He
off
makes
another
the
200.
call.
Wow.
He lost, what did he lose? He lost 300.
The pot was
He lost like
$2,000.
$1,000.
Lost $1,000 in that hand.
Just
I mean,
like
let's be honest. One mistake beget another mistake beget another mistake. I mean, his pre-flop call of $70 was probably a little bit laggy, a little bit loose, you know. Obviously. Then smooth calls, and calls. I don't know any winning players that just keep calling. Man,
Unbelievable.
I mean, wouldn't it just
That was unbelievable.
kick yourself in the ass there if the guy actually had ace-king and the king of spades or something like that?
If
Let's say Barry was bluffing
yeah.
with ace-king, and he had the king of spades, and he backed into a straight up
Right.
flush.
Well, you know, 10-jack, it's not really the hands that you're looking to hit top pair with. Don't you agree?
Yeah, we just talked about that before.
I know.
Makes no sense. I gotta tell you. And I like Al's game. I mean, well,
I like his game too, but I don't like the way he played that hand at all.
I mean, actually, I gotta be honest with you. I usually like his game. Bart likes to like his games a lot more than I do. I actually think he's a little too predictable and a little too passive at times. And in this case, he's just tonight the way he's played has actually been awful. I think. I mean, he moved in with pocket tens, got lucky, right?
Right.
Then he paid off. He paid off
Barry.
Barry before when Barry had the made straight. And obviously,
Right.
that was a tougher hand to get away from. He had king
Yes.
queen, a top pair with a king kicker. And in this case, he just calls off $1,000.
Right. He had top pair jack kicker.
Nice flop for tens here. Max has got an overpair. Barry's got nothing here. No spade draw.
No, he doesn't have much of a draw at all. Queen draw.
Yeah. And that's going to be a quick check and fold. And look at Barry. Barry gets a bad beat right away, loses $1,000, and now he's probably the chip leader.
You think so? He bought in for, yeah.
Bought him for
I don't-
1,000, lost that, and
They
now
bought
he's
him for
doubled up
another thing.
twice at the
He
expense of
has,
Allen. Plus, he's got about 600 lights over
yeah,
there.
he looks like he has about $2,600
Yeah.
there.
And Allen, who tripled up right away,
It's probably
is
only
now-
even now.
Yeah, or actually, it might even be
He
down.
probably has like $500
Yeah.
in front of him. His original buy-in.
I'll tell you, nothing's worse when you're up like $1,500 or $1,600 at the beginning of a day, and you end up even or you end up down a couple hundred. Oh,
It's horrible,
It's the
and
worst.
it's really funny because, you know, and Steve says I'm really stupid when I think like this. But, and the exact opposite is true. If you're down $1,000 right away and you get that 1,000 back and go home even, you're ecstatic. And Steve says that's not the way you should think.
well, theoretically it's not. I mean, you should be thinking one hand at a time, and it always is. It's one hand at a
Right,
time,
and
and it's
poker's
all
a
one long
long
session.
right.
But
And
you
you
know
just
what, though?
play each hand the best that you can.
But the game is psychological.
Yes.
And you know what? When you're up
When-
$2,000
when you're up and then
you lose $300 at the end of the night, that sucks.
Yeah.
When you're down $2,000 and you end up $300, oh, man, that's a great feeling.
But it's really only a $300 like win or loss. But you don't look at it like that sometimes.
The game
you
is
think,
psychological,
God,
and you have to know that. And it's plays with your emotions. Get a raise here. Eric gonna raise here. He raises it up to $40 with pocket eights. Gets a call from Al with pocket threes, and then a call from Max with queen nine of spades. And now Sylvester's gonna call with 4-3, and he's in really bad shape. He needs some sort of. He just needs fours, a lot of fours, or some sort of straight.
He needs a whale. King, king, queen.
Well, Max has got the best hand here. He's got two pair.
Check around.
They all checked. Ooh.
And there's an 8.
Now Max probably thinks, oh, my hand's good. Now it's not anymore.
Right. And Eric has now got a full house. He's got eights full of kings.
100.
And he's going to bet $100. Now, since nobody showed any aggression before, you got to wonder here. I mean, Max has got to go, wait a second. Is this guy slow playing a king? The 8 couldn't have helped him.
I think he's going to get paid off from Max. I think he'll get paid off on the river, too. He calls.
Two players.
Yeah, and Max needs a king or a queen. Nope, 6 doesn't do it. But he's got a flush draw now. And Eric's eights full of kings is the best hand here. Remember, it's your best 5 cards. So Max actually has kings over queens with a 9 kicker. And action's actually on Eric right now. Well, I'm sorry, I apologize. Max actually
Guess it
was
wasn't.
first. Max checked, and Eric's got to think of what can I throw in there? What kind of value bet?
200.
Bets 200 into about a $350 pot. And I got to be honest with you, I might pay him off too with a queen.
Maybe.
I mean,
But I don't think you would have checked the flop. I mean, you would have bet
to
out.
check the king, you mean?
Eight's full.
Max checked the flop.
Right.
If he
Oh,
would
yeah,
have just
there's no
come
way I
in,
checked the
leading
flop.
out. No, I mean, you have a queen. That's vulnerable. You have to lead out and see
Where you're
where
at.
you stand. If someone calls you, okay, then, they most likely have a king or
Big blind there.
a
Get a
draw
little-
or
get a little
something. Yeah,
information.
you make it at least step back.
Yeah.
But he never got any information. He just basically check called the whole way.
And it's funny. I mean, I've seen winning poker players. There's a million different ways to be a winning poker player. And obviously a lot more ways to be a losing poker player.
Yeah.
But the one constant that I've always seen, I've never seen a winning poker player who's a calling station.
Yeah,
I've never seen anybody who's just a calling station
right.
win. You've got to show
Well,
some
yeah,
aggression
win in the long
sometimes.
run. Right.
I'm all for, hey, sometimes I'll play it soft to induce a bluff. Sometimes I'll call with the intention, because I know I have the nuts, and I know the guy's bluffing into me, so I'll let him bluff into me. But obviously you mix it up.
Right. I'm curious to know, remember earlier we said seat 1, he only had like $200. He was bringing up the rear, Eric.
Yeah.
He has all kinds of chips.
Yeah, he's doing well now. He's made some money here. Daniel raises it up here, $50 here with 8-9. He's got second pair. And Sean called with second pair.
What's Barry going to do?
And Barry calls with ace-8.
What the heck?
He's got the ace of clubs. He's got a
Okay,
backdoor club draw. Maybe
we're
he's
going to
make-
hope that he's going to represent the clubs if a club comes.
And Al calls now with the gut shot. But he doesn't have a club. Turns a deuce, and nobody's got a
That doesn't
king
change
here.
anything.
100.
Back on seat 4.
Well, and
He's
give
on
it
the
to
button.
Daniel.
He bets $100.
He's going to continue betting. Everybody else shows weakness. He's going to continue representing. And you know what? You can't blame Sean for folding when 2 players call behind him.
Right.
And he's only got second pair.
Lines, please.
And the power of position. Daniel takes it down. Once again, you're watching Live at the Bike, folks. I'm David Tuckman here with the lovely Shirley Rosario.
Thank you. Seat 9 raised to 20. Sylvester with king 7 of diamonds.
So you meant 20. C9.
Seat 4 called. Same hand, king 7. He has hearts. Barry calls.
4 players.
If you want to watch Live at the Bike, actually, tomorrow night will be an interesting night. Tomorrow night's Limit Hold'em night. So if you want to watch Live at the Bike tomorrow night.
Really?
Yeah, tomorrow night is Limit Hold'em. And so
That's
if you
the
want to
first
play
time
in
we've
it,
done
just
that.
come early, and you can get into the game.
In a long time.
$30
what limit?
bet here from Max, actually. I believe. Actually, I'm sorry, that's Sylvester actually bet there with king 7 here. And Max is going to just smooth call with 10-5. One of your favorite hands, I know. And now he has a 5. And Max is open-ended. And he's going to bet it.
Sylvester.
And Sylvester's going to raise now.
He's made it 100.
Sometimes she plays herself.
Wow, and Max is going to call.
But chances are,
And the River's another 5. And Max made trips. I guess that's what he's calling for with 10-5 in the flop.
So, yeah.
Now, this might be a good time to check and induce a bluff, but
Right.
no, that's not going to work. Obviously, easy for us to say we're seeing the cards. But, hey, the guy is showing strength. Why not? Hey, you know what? If he's showing strength, why not bet into it? If the guy has a 3 already, which is the one line over the straight, he's going to raise me, or he's definitely going to call anyway.
Right.
And if he's bluffing, obviously, I'm putting himself in a position where there's no way I'm going to get paid off.
what's the steakhouse called there?
Sylvester's taken a while. I was hoping he wasn't going to think he could make a move on Max.
Right.
Wasn't going anywhere.
Gary, what's the name of the steakhouse if they win?
They have a couple cool little lounges there, too. Yeah.
And maybe if you think your opponent has a 6, like ace-6 there, or a little overpair, you think you can throw a nice little value bet in there. But who knows? Barry there, the aforementioned Barry there, he's in the lead now with 2,800, and look at that. Now he is in the game for $2,000.
I think it's more than that.
Really? He rebought more than once?
I thought it was 2,700. Didn't he buy 1,000, 1,000, then 700 more?
No, I thought Daniel bought it for 700 more. 500. Okay, so he's in for 2,500.
So he's up $300.
Hey, that's not bad considering his first hand was down 1,000.
And Gus is doing okay. And then, we're talking about seat 2. Al, look at him now. He's $530.
Yeah, and he had 2,600.
Was it that much?
Yeah. I remember he was in for 800 and he tripled up the first hand.
I know it was a lot. Oh, wow. That's a sick turnaround.
Sick turnaround there. And Eric there, 900. It looks like he still has actually a little bit more than that even. But we'll get
Yeah, and he was down to like $200. So he's
Nice
making a
turnaround
nice
for him.
comeback. Yeah.
5 players limped around. Flop of queen, queen, 7, rainbow. Nobody has a queen and nobody has a 7. So
But Barry has position. Let's see if that works.
Sylvester is the best hand, and he's going to bet it. $20.
Stan, listen to the skirt you're wearing. I thought you were going to steal it. I don't want you to steal it. The pink tutu. Not enough in there. A few more guys I'd steal it. Come on.
That's fun. Sometimes it's funny.
That's enough
Sometimes
to get the job done.
Yeah, sometimes a $20 bet actually does get the job done. If nobody has a queen here and nobody has a 7 or a pair, it's like, oh,
Well,
what am
I mean,
calling?
it's just like Barry said. It was a small pot. I think it was a limped pot. There's only like $40
Yeah.
out there. So he's not going to bother wasting his time for $40.
But that's part of the game, though, figuring out what's the minimum I can bet to win this pot. Don't risk more than you have to.
Right.
They used to say Stewie Younger was a master at that, knowing exactly what to bet to bluff you out or to win the pot.
Surfing a line I has ace king.
Ace King there, Jeff Klein there in seat 7.
Does he have the button? I think he does. Yes.
Raise $40.
Parry's going to raise with Jack 3 offsuit.
95.
Jack of spades and a 3 of clubs.
Jeff makes it 95.
I know if Gus calls, I'm going out because he's got to have the nuts.
And a raise never stopped Max. Max is going to call with his ace rag
Ace 5.
offsuit. Yeah. Gus mucks. And Barry lays down Jack 3, I believe. Yeah, he does. And it's heads up here, ace 5 versus ace king. The pot is about $220.
Oh, look.
And the flop comes out queen 10 6. Jeff's still in the lead here, and he has a gut shot straight draw. Imagine it's going to check, and I would imagine Jeff's going to throw in some money there. Wow, Jeff checked it. I'm amazed. Why would you check that? And they check it again, and the river is a 7 of clubs. And it's going to go check, check down, I imagine. And
Jeff's going to win the hand.
Jeff's going to win it, take it down. Really played that passively, I got to tell you. Fellow 2+2 are there, surfing a line. Your head's up with ace-king.
In position.
It's not necessarily a bad flop for you, queen, 10, 6 rainbow.
Right.
You know, you got 3 cards that figure you make your hand an ace, a king, or a jack. And you still might be good, especially heads up. Why not throw some money in the pot?
Right.
Why give somebody a free ride there?
And he did. He gave him 2 free chances. So you're getting all kinds of...
Yeah, SWG. Okay, Screen Writers Guild. There we go. Said I was a good writer, an SWG card, actually. I actually do not have my SWG card.
That's why you didn't know what it was.
There you go. I do have my SAG card, but I do not have my SWG card. Hopefully I'll be getting that soon. And if I do, I'll let everybody know why when I get it.
Four players.
4 players limped around. Ace, 9, 7. Max is the best hand here with 9, 8. Seat 8. Turns a 6 of spades. That gives Max still the best hand, and now he's open-ended. And the river's a 9, and
Max
is
fills
now,
it.
Yeah, now he's got trips. And he had the button. I mean, to me, you got second pair, and it gets checked to you once. It gets checked to you twice. How do you not put money in there?
Right.
I would probably think high, to be honest.
Especially when you pick up a draw on there, too.
Yeah.
I would have bet the flop.
Of course, you got to bet the flop, and if you're not going to bet the flop, and then it gets
And bet
checked
the
to you on
turn.
the turn,
Yeah.
Now, tomorrow night's tournament, just for you guys wondering, we're doing the Ho-Ho Hold'em tournaments, running from November 24th all the way through Sunday, December 11th. Tomorrow's tournament is...
No Limit Hold'em, $200 buy-in.
There we go. And Monday through Friday, the tournaments start at 7:15. Saturdays and Sundays, they start at 4:15. I know a lot of people came in on Saturday and Sunday at like 7 o'clock, hoping to play.
Oh, they did?
Yeah, a lot of people I saw. So make sure if you're coming down the weekends, come in at 4.
Come in earlier.
Actually, you want to come in even earlier than that because there are some lines.
Yep, I got up. Remember that? Yep. And then Donna was like, what happened? One of those days.
Calling it and calling it and calling it. Finally.
Finally, the second that I stand up,
Pocket 10s here for Daniel.
oh yeah, please, take it away.
6 players. Can I have my cards back? I don't want to
And he limps in.
That was, a limped pot, 6 players.
Now, this is interesting. It's not a bad flop necessarily for 10s, but seat 3, Gus has got trip jacks. And he checks it. And Sylvester can't.
He's going to bet his 8.
Well, he's got 2 pair. Why would
Logical,
he?
yeah.
He's on the button. I'm surprised. I mean, how do you count on that if you're Gus, though?
What, that somebody's going to bet your hand for you?
Yeah, well, it's limped around pot.
Right.
You know. How do you know somebody's going to bet? If somebody doesn't bet, I mean, it's Jack, Jack 8. One's of a 9 or a 10 come out there. How do you know where you're at? Somebody could have a straight, theoretically.
Yeah, you can figure out the other. There was no king on the pot. Those Jack 9 deuce.
Wow, and there's a 10. That
Which
would
is,
have.
yeah, Daniel mucked his hand.
Wow.
He didn't even
He just
really
was
think about it, you know?
No brainer for him. Throw
Right.
away.
80.
And if Sylvester, it's pretty much an easy laydown. But oh,
But
wow.
no, he's going to make a move.
Well, you know, bluff me once, it works. Bluff twice, it might work. But this one, I don't think it's going to work. Now, if you call this, do you check the river to induce a bluff? Or do you just check the river hoping the other guy doesn't have a straight?
Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what the card is.
Well, that's
yeah,
a full house
I
for
think
Gus.
you. He's double checking.
Now, might you bet this hoping the guy actually has a straight?
Right.
You know,
Or,
hope he has.
or hoping that the guy has a jack, you know?
Yeah, or hope he has a jack, exactly.
Right.
I mean, he did raise you on the turn. See, you think you almost want to bet it, hoping that he has a straight or a jack.
350 around. All in.
This is all in.
And Sylvester lays it down.
Right.
Knock them into the pile. It's over now. Camera, it doesn't matter. Push them all in.
I want to throw this tell at you. I'm curious what you think. Somebody says all in, but doesn't move their chips in there. Does that tell you that he has a pretty strong hand? Doesn't even take the effort to put the chips in because he knows they're coming back.
That's a good observation.
Just throwing it out there. And oftentimes, if somebody's trying to intimidate somebody because they're bluffing, they'll put their chips out there to show them. They might even stack them up in a bunch of ways to show. Ooh, look how many chips I have. Are you intimidated? Are you scared?
Well, that one sure represented strength. We'll have to pay attention more to that.
Who knows? I mean, I'm just throwing things out there. Obviously, the way he played the hand represents strength too. Bet in the turn and then call a $200 raise and then move all in. Wonder what he has.
Right. Oh, I'm trying to think of what I do. But I think I've done it both ways. I think when I've had really strong hands, I've verbally declared it, and other times I've shoved my chips in there so fast, Yeah. Who knows?
Deuce 3, rainbow. Obviously, this flop has missed everybody. Best hand is still king high. Checks around, and now there's a 3 out there. King high is still the best hand. 2 pair with a king and kicker.
What's your kicker? It's on your deuce.
And Eric's got the button, I believe. Why not bet it?
I don't know if I would bet it neither. It's a small pot.
Why not? You have the button.
Just won't even bother. You're against 5 other players.
Hey, that's a $50 pot.
That's true, but I don't know if I would.
I don't know. I mean, to me, those are the pots that I want to take, and he's going to take it down anyway with king high. But to me,
I want to take those pots down too if they're going to check to me in position. But I'm on a deuce 3 3 4. Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. If somebody wants to induce a bluff to me and I'm playing no limit hold'em, if I'm on the button and it gets checked to me twice and it's a $50 pot, I'm almost always going to bet.
All right. Well, I know that. If I ever hold the nuts, I'm going to check you twice.
Check to me twice, no brainer. I'd love, please check the nuts to me twice. By the off chance that I get lucky and I catch something. But it's like.
But you don't need anything. You wanted to bet king high there.
Why not? Take it down. I mean, it's obvious nobody else really has a big hand, right?
Right.
Now it's not like the pot. You're not playing $100 game where the pot's $6. The pot is $50. You win $50 an hour. That's significant.
Yeah, that fills up your gas tank.
Yeah. You win 3 or 4 of those a night. You're looking down. You go, wow, I won $400 or $500. Now, Doyle Brunson actually says there's a whole bunch of pots. He says this in Super System 1. There are a whole bunch of flops that miss everybody. He goes, and those are the pots that I want to win.
Well, that's what Barry was talking about. That's what makes the winning players, the ones that win those pots. That he had a name for it. I don't remember the name of it, but basically
those nothing pots where nobody has anything.
Nobody has anything.
Doyle Brunson said, he goes, there's a whole bunch of ones that miss everybody. He goes, I want to take those, and then he goes, I don't mind pushing on my soft edges later on, because the small pots that I've won have kind of financed my gambling later on. You understand what he's saying? And that's his theory about it.
Yeah.
He says, I mean, I'm not sure if I agree with him 100%, but sometimes he says I'll take the worst of it later on because of all those, basically those pots that nobody else wants that he takes down. Okay. Set for Gus here. Everybody's got something here. Eric?
Yeah, Eric calls with the open-end straight draw.
And Max has got the nut flush draw. And what does Gus do here now? With the set of 10s. I mean, that's not a board you want to mess around with, huh?
No, not at all.
I mean, a lot of players could have a 9 here.
A lot of players are going to have coordinated hands with that because players...
160 more.
And he's going to raise right away.
He raises 160 more. But there's 2 flush cards out there. There's cards that give people, like, Broadway straight draws.
And the pot is now, I want to say, about $350. 100 to call is $100 more.
No, it's 160 more.
160 more. Okay.
Right. He made it a total of 200. 160 more. C-Date calls.
So C-Date calls. So now
And
the
we think,
pot.
yeah, Eric almost has to call here too.
Well, but Eric's looking at it going,
But
do you
he's
really
not
want
going to.
Yeah, do you want to call the 2 flush on the board?
Right.
You know,
My 9 or my ace of,
who knows if you're good?
if it's a club, it's not going to be good.
And
And
wow,
you would have
the-
got there, yeah.
Oh, and that was a golden card from
Offsuit 9.
the 9 of hearts, too. And it goes check, check. Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. This is interesting.
Wow.
Quad 10s.
And
but-
Max makes a nut flush, but I mean, nut flush isn't good.
Right.
Actually, he makes the ace high flush.
He makes an ace high flush, and Gus has made quad 10s.
Oh,
And that's 200
Only $200.
into a.
Let's see. Yeah, let's see what Max does. Does
about a
he think his ace high
$650
flush
pot.
is good?
I mean, he's got the. He can beat a queen, obviously. He can beat a straight. And he's going to move all in and obviously get called by quad 10s.
All in.
How much? Come on.
Oh,
Come on, Gus. What are you even asking for?
340.
what the heck was that?
Wow.
Whoa. 410.
Whoa, and 410s. Gus takes it down, obviously. Nothing like Max moves right into his nuts there. Boom. And he smacked his head like he could have had a
Yeah, he
V8 or
did.
something. Remember those commercials? I could have had a V8.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I don't like that 10.
And I got to tell you, seat 1 there, Eric's got to be tapping himself. He's got to be so happy with himself.
Yes.
He would have made the nut straight.
He was probably like hitting himself, on the turn and saying, "Oh, I would have made it straight. I would have made it straight."
You wonder, though, if Gus would have even called, though. I mean, let's say Eric really pushes on the turn with the nut straight. Does Max even call? I mean, does Gus even call it?
Yeah,
Just
because
trip
seat 1,
tens?
he has a lot of chips, but I
Right.
mean, he would have to make a really big bet. I don't like the way that Gus did that at the end. Said, how much more is it? He
How
had
much more?
quads, You're calling. Why don't you just say, I call?
right.
Why, what's with all the drama?
I mean, I will say there is. I've often read and I've learned from some people that try to teach poker. They say, no matter what you have, just it's a good habit to ask how much it is just to give yourself a second instead of instinctively or impulsively throwing chips in there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean,
Make any sense?
yeah, that makes sense, but not when you have quads. That,
No,
that
I
doesn't-
know. I mean, I guess only if you're
You
trying
know
to.
you have quads.
Yeah, no, I know.
I had a double jackpot at Commerce in August.
Queen 8-6 here. Sylvester's got the best hand of the pair of sixes. And he's going to bet it, and Sean's going to muck. I guess I'm just saying in terms of developing good habits of, always taking a second before you react.
Well, yeah, that's one of the things that Lane, said. Lane Flack said that you always basically the same thing. You take a second before every action that you do, and you always pause the same no matter what you have. But when you're doing the calling, you're not doing the betting.
Right.
Just
No,
say, I
I'm
call.
with you on that. I guess the only thing I can say is sometimes I know for myself, there were a couple times in tournaments where I would impulsively act with what I thought might be the best hands, only to realize that, nope, I had the second nuts. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I've kind of taught myself, I go, no matter what I do, I always want to take that second,
Okay.
even if it's just a second.
All right.
But I don't think I need to ask how much with quads.
No. Well, when it's only a little bit more.
Even if it's 15,000 more, I have quad 10.
Right.
I don't mind if he takes a second to call, but he certainly doesn't need to ask. You're right in that case.
Yeah, I got like 5,200.
15 grand?
No, 5,200.
Oh, 50. I think it's 15 and 200. 15 grand, 200.
Button is in seat 9. No, actually, I take that back. Button is in seat 5. Sorry about that. Big Blind is actually in seat 9.
I'm not lucky enough to hit a jackpot.
Seat 1 called. Seat 8's buying 500 more. See if he can
Let me ask you
do
this.
something this time around.
Now, Eric's called with 9-10 offsuit. And 9-10 suited and under the gun spot. Sean is going to represent here. He's betting $30. I can't imagine anybody calling him here, and nobody does. Sean steals a pot. Now, Eric called under the gun. He limped in with 9-10 suited. Now, obviously, 9-10 suited is a hand that has some value in no-limit hold'em. But do you really want to call under the gun? I mean, for me, at least in a no-limit game, I'm looking for excuses not to play hands in early position. And I just don't want to put myself in a spot where I have to make tough decisions out of position, especially with a drawing hand like 9-10 suited. And if I come out, if I flop 2 spades, then what do I do out of position?
Right.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that 9-10 of spades or suited 9-10 would be easier to play out of position than, say, like King Jack and stuff like that, because you're looking to hit, a huge hand.
Right. No, definitely.
Or even when you're out of position and you hit a flush draw and you can check raise. That's a powerful move there in that spot. So I think it plays easier than a lot of other hands.
Right. Sometimes I've just gotten myself in trouble. I know when I first started playing, I would play 9-10 spades. Get 4-handed here. I'll get to it in a second. Gus put a little mini raise in there with ace jack suited, and that's about $120 bill. $120 pot to the flop. And there's his ace.
And we have 2 heart draws here.
Yeah, Max is in real bad shape, huh?
Yes, he is. He just got in trouble with the flush. See if he gets himself in more trouble here. Max bets 40, Sylvester calls.
Imagine Gus is going to put a little nice raise here. See where he's at. Wonder, these guys, does somebody have an 8? Or does somebody have hearts? And the only way to find that out is to raise. And he's just going to muck it. He's going to throw it away. He doesn't want to get involved with ace jack spades. And look at that. Max was in such bad shape.
Yeah, now Max has the best hand.
Yeah. And Sylvester now is going to need a heart, a king, or a 10. Or actually an ace. Will win it for him as well. And you get another smallish bet here from Max.
Looks like 45. 50.
Wow. And Sylvester has moved all in.
Yeah, and it's like 190 something.
And he's a bluffing machine. I guess he's representing the 8 here, huh?
Oh, look at that. It's almost 250.
He's representing an 8. And you got to wonder now, is Max thinking, well, do I call with the heart draw anyway? Now, every time that Sylvester has bluffed, he's moved his chips into the pot. And Max is going to call here. And it's another $245. So this pot is now close to $650. And the river, Sylvester needs an ace, a king, a 10, or a heart. And a queen of diamonds is not going to do it. And Max is going to take this one down as long as he shows his hand.
Yeah, there you go.
Wow, and Sylvester, Mr. Bluffer, he had one great bluff, and it kind of, I think he got addicted to that bluff. Sometimes when you bluff once, forget it. You get addicted to it, and he's bluffed away all his money. And we are rocking and rolling here, and there's Sylvester. Just lost his rolls.
Yeah. Going to get more money or done?
He's done. And he's walking away. Never a good sign when you walk away with like 3 single blue chips.
It's enough for the valet.
Yeah, exactly.
Enough for the valet plus a tip.
I actually cashed in one time. I had lost here. And I go to the cashier, and I wanted to kill the cashier. And obviously it wasn't their fault, but I was so mad at them. I go to the cashier, and I bring in like 4 $1 chips. And the guy looks at me and goes, rough night, huh? I wanted to just jump over the thing and strangle him. I'm like, shut up,
that's
man.
funny.
Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? You don't say that. Max got the best hand here. He's got second pair. He checks it, though. Everybody checks around the 6 of diamonds on the turn. Max still with the best hand. And it gets checked around. That's on the...
And he still has the best hand, right?
Yeah, he does.
Someone have... No straight, yeah.
And Max shows it down. Take it down, Max. Got an interesting question here from Robert Valdez. David or Shirley, what's a good starting bankroll for these limits? And have you ever played at the Golden West Casino in Bakersfield? That's his home casino.
I have not played in there.
Me neither.
Okay.
But what do you think a good starting bankroll for these limits?
For the $1,000? Well, this is different than what
Well, he's
what
talking
we
about
normally have.
Yeah, he's talking about the 1-2 blind structure, 3,
The 3,
5,
5, all the
or
different
5,
ones.
10, no
Okay.
limit. What would you think is a good bankroll for these games?
For a 3 and 5,
Pocket queens, by the way, for seat 3. That's
200,
Gus.
would say 6,000. What? I don't know. Wait, what would you think? I think 6,000. That's a 200 game. I think 6,000 would be okay.
And let's see what Gus does here with pocket queens.
The 510, that's an unrestricted buy-in with the 510 no limit, and that one you should have tons of money. Say 40,000.
Yeah, minimum.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum.
I mean, I'm pretty conservative when it comes to bankrolls. I'd rather play a smaller game
45 more.
and never play with scared money.
Right.
Rather than play in a game that's a little too big for me and play scared.
Right.
And Gus made a little mini raise there, and he got called by Max with 10 deuce. Max is going to play like Doyle Brunson here. See if the 10 deuce works for him. And the flop is king, queen, deuce. Or Gus has flopped a set of queens. And Max has got bottom
hit,
pair.
yeah.
And they both check it. 5 of spades now on the turn. And Gus is going to bet now. And it looks like he's betting $80 into about a $100 pot.
You only have a pair of deuces, Max.
No, I was like, I looked down, I was like,
Yeah, but this guy checked. There's no way he could have anything.
He mucks.
And Max gets rid of it.
I know he's looking over at Gus's chips, a pile of chips, saying, a lot of those were mine.
okay.
I mean, the 3 to 500 game, you can have a little less, but to me, I want to come in with at least 2 buy-ins for that.
Was
game.
that a 3 to 500, or I think
all-
that was the blind? I thought
I
the
guess
3
it's
to
a
5.
Or 510. Well, it doesn't really talk about the 3 to 500 game.
Bankroll for 100. Is it 100, 200?
It all depends, obviously, if the game is a restricted buying game or a non-restricted buying game.
Okay, so I was thinking the 3-5 blind. I was thinking the 200 no limit, and I would say about $6,000. Just because, and that's my style of play too. Because I have a lot of ups and downs. I mean, I have big swings.
Yeah, and
so
no
you know,
limit,
it's
you can have big
yeah,
swings.
I can have five losing days easy, and my swings will be pretty big. That
I mean, if you ask
6,000 actually might be a little small.
Yeah, if you ask any professional poker player, it also depends if you're playing for a living or if you have another job and you're just playing recreational.
That's true. Seat 4 raised. Max called.
And Gus on the small blind here with queen 10 off suit. He gets rid of it.
He moves.
Not a hand I want to see a raise without a position.
Heads up.
And Daniel has flopped top pair there. Ace 10-3, a couple of spades. Daniel loves to check when he hits his hands.
Uh-huh.
But this time Max has got a little smarter and he checks too.
And Max can't make anything.
No. And if Daniel's not going to put a penny in the pot, finally he bets $50. How about slow play items there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Daniel loves to raise and then check when he hits his hand and hope to check raise. Button is in seat 3. And he folds. Limped around here. And we go 3-way to the flop. Jack, 7-5, rainbow. And seat 5, Sean is the best hand here at 10-5. But Al is going to bet. He's got position. He's going to bet it, and he takes it down. So are you headed down to the Bellagio for
I'm planning on going. I haven't decided which ones I'm going for, and my schedule, because the schedules here for Live at the Bike and stuff is kind of hectic this crazy.
Yeah, a little
or
crazy.
this week,
Are you
so
gonna
I
be
don't know what
Friday,
days I'm
or are
working.
you,
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure yet.
Little update. I am actually going to be doing whale night on Wednesday with Bart.
Right.
Unless Bart is sick.
Right. And I might be working for David on Friday. We're just all switching around this week.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to see that Wednesday Whale game anyway. And
Right. Yeah,
I know you
been
wanted
wanting
to watch the
You
Bluff
had been
night.
wanting to do it. And I wanted to what?
Watch Bluff Night, right? Friday night's Bluff Night.
Oh, right.
Just like that. Or actually, last week it was Play of the Day night.
And what did they win this time?
Last week they actually won 2 Paul McCartney tickets. Well, 2 weeks ago. Last Friday we actually were off. 2 Fridays ago they won 2 tickets to see Paul McCartney.
Uh-huh.
And the week before that was a new Nanopod.
Right.
And we've given away Rolling Stones tickets.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Nanopods.
Neil Diamond tickets, right?
Neil Diamond tickets. Box seats to see Clippers. A whole box suite. Seat 7 is going to raise to 30 with Ace Queen, but Max has got
actually
kings.
has a really good hand this time.
Wow, and Max just smooth called with kings. And if a queen falls, might get Surfer Illini in trouble here. It's Ace Queen against kings. Heads up. And there's a king. Max has got trips. I mean, I'm not Jeff is pretty much drawing as close to dead as possible. Obviously not dead, but as close
Not
as possible.
dead, but pretty close, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he
Has
needs
to
runner straight. And you get a little bet by Surfing Illini there, Jeff. And there's the ace. Uh-oh, is Jeff going to get himself in trouble here? And he goes, check, check. And the river's a jack of clubs. And Max has got the best hand by far. He's got a trip kings. But Jeff's got to think his hand is good here.
And
Yeah.
Max raised to 160, and Jeff says, I called you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ace Queen. I mean, we've seen players lose a lot more than they should have with
Yeah.
Ace Queen tonight.
No, definitely.
I mean, it started out with that, with Ace
Well,
Queen.
it's tough. You know, I can't really fault the way Surfing Illini played that hand. He did a continuation bet on the flop, right? And he bet it, and he gets called. And he's going, okay. Well, then he hits his hand. He hits the ace. He goes, well, let me check it. Maybe this guy has ace king. But, you know, Max plays anything. Who the heck knows what Max has?
That's true.
You know?
That's definitely
so then he throws
true.
a nice little value bet on the river, and he gets raised 100. You know, sitting there going, well, you know, maybe this guy only has an ace 2, and maybe my queen kicker is good. I can't really fault Surfing Illini. You know, obviously he's not privy to the fact that, you know, that's what we know. I mean, if I could play poker from back here, I would never lose.
Yeah.
I wish I could. Oh, man. That'd be so cool.
Nothing happened.
Oh, yeah, they are.
If you want to follow a live thread, you can go to 2plus2.com.
5 play.
Kev Math starts a great thread for us. Just click on forums, click on mid to high no limit hold'em, and go to the live at the bike thread for 11:28. Sean's got top and bottom,
55.
and he makes it 55 to go. And I don't think.
And
anybody
everyone says, I'm not playing. This guy doesn't play a hand.
Yeah. And Sylvester is back in the game in seat 9. He's back in there with $1,000. That's seat 9. There he is. He's come back with more ammo.
Thank you. 1500. Blinds up.
Everyone's showing up for the dog. Yeah. All our guys.
Barry has the button here in seat 6.
$40.
The button? The bubble?
Yeah, but then you still get 1,000 in the table show if they win the million.
Oh, I'm just. Did they ever win the million? Oh my God.
Yeah, but they didn't give you one. Supposed to get one?
Five-handed right now, it looks like. Gus throws it away. Barry raised it up here. Made it $40 against, I want to say, 2 callers. Flop of 10-9-7. So Barry has outflopped them all. And he's got top pair with a king kicker. The pot is now $130. And it gets checked to Barry, and he's certainly not just going to bet $130.
Barry raises to 80.
He actually just bet 80.
Everything else is $10,000. And lost.
Button is in seat 7 now. So once again, if you want to watch a limit hold'em, that'll be tomorrow night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. But you know what?
What limits are we going to have? Do you know?
I'm not sure. Maybe 816.
That'd be good.
Make sure we can get that. I'm thinking we're going to have 816 though. Little raise here from Gus. Has got pocket 10s, a couple of black 10s, and he makes it 35 to go.
Gus has got to be our big winner, right?
Probably.
I don't know if he has the most chips on the table, but I'm sure that probably the biggest winner. I haven't seen him do a rebuy.
Superior quads ability.
Get a call here from Max.
What are you playing about?
And Sylvester called too.
It took you 15 seconds to call.
Shut up.
Well, and Sylvester and Alan is also in there with King Queen. I think, okay, Sylvester actually folded his hand. Al was in there with King Queen, though. Nice flop for Gus, though. He's got pocket 10s. And he's going to bet $100. And Max is going to lay it down, and Alan's going to lay it down. But yes, tomorrow night, we're going to have a limit hold'em. You can watch it 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Pacific time. But if that's not convenient for you because you live in Denmark or Holland or England,
right?
We actually are showing it 24 hours a day now. At 10 o'clock, we will show that show again.
And it'll keep replaying until our next live broadcast.
Right, exactly. So you can watch it when it's convenient for you.
So here we go with our chip count. And Gus, is
by
not
far
only the big winner, but the big chip leader on the table. He has 2,800. Barry right behind him.
Yeah, Barry's right behind him with 2,700, but he's in the game for 2,500.
Right. Barry's not winning that much. I think, what did we say that Gus started with?
1,000.
Started with 1,000, so he's up for $1,800.
That's
not
a
bad.
great day.
Yeah, that's a great day.
Anytime you can triple your buy-in is, hey.
And Max is having a brutal day. He has $800 there, but I think
and
he's
look
lost
at Al.
2 buy-ins.
Al is down $2,200 from his high.
Right.
Man.
Al can't be happy.
What would Bart say about that?
I'm sure he'll send us an email and let us know.
And we get a little bet here from Max here with $50 with King 4. Wow, and it's $150 to the flop. 3-handed.
With a bunch of crap.
Yeah, but all 3 players. That's the
King
Case
10,
King.
King Queen, and King 4.
That's the Case King. And seat 3, Gus has got 2 pair. Now Barry's got top pair with the Queen of Hearts.
And there's no way Barry's getting away from this hand. I don't think so. He's going to need a queen or a heart.
Yeah. And Max is in really bad shape.
I think Gus could get away from this hand before Barry could get away from this hand. What do you think?
Possibly. Wow, the Case King comes out there. And they both check.
They did both check.
And Max throws in 100.
And Max says, why not? I'll bet.
And I believe he bet $125. $150 bet.
Oh,
and
Barry was the one who bet. Barry was the one who bet $150.
There we go. Makes more sense.
That does make more sense.
So Barry bet $150. Gus calls $150.
Max calls and Gus just calls.
Gus just smooth calls. 5 of spades now. Is Gus going to make some sort of move? I mean, this pot is now $600.
Was he going to lead out now? Yeah, he is going to lead out now.
He bets 400. The pot is now 1,000. And this is the kind of hand that we always talk about with Barry. Can he get away from just top pair? Rarely do we see him ever get away from top pair, but he's made a lot of money just by calling people down.
Mm-hmm.
But Gus is a pretty solid, tight player.
And if a heart does come, I mean, he has the second best hand.
There's not really any
So-
implied odds. If a heart comes, is anybody going to pay him off?
That's true. You're right about that.
And these players are both very deep. And Gus and Barry both have over $2,000.
That's why I was saying I think Gus would be more likely to fold because the money matters to Gus.
Yeah.
Barry, it doesn't. You know, if Barry pushed in right there, I bet you,
Yeah,
I
you
bet
think
you
so?
Gus would fold.
Now, this pot is now $1,400. And you've seen somebody bet 400, call 400. What do you like? How do you like your king 4 now?
I don't like it, but Max probably still likes his hand.
Look at that. He lays it down. I'll put that in your pipe.
Wow,
Put that in
yeah.
your pipe and smoke it, huh?
Uh-huh.
Bam. And the river's a heart. Wow. And Barry sucks out again.
And Gus checks.
And Barry's got to throw a little value bet in there, doesn't he?
I'm not sure.
Well, would Gus check the ace of hearts to you? That's the question.
Right.
Now, obviously, Gus can't have queen jack of hearts because Barry's got the queen of hearts. There's no straight flush out there. No, come on.
You got a flush?
Yeah. He's got a 4. Chase it top pair with a flush draw. Very nice.
And Barry takes down a $1,400 pot, and just like that. But I can't believe, why not throw a little value bet on the river?
I don't know. I was actually kind of wondering the way that Gus looked at Barry when he checked. I know that they're friends, you know. I don't know
You
if
think
that's
that's it?
why. I don't know if that's why.
I mean,
I
to me,
hope not. Otherwise, I need to teach Barry a few more things because there's no such thing, right? As a friend at his
I got to
at the
be honest.
table.
Yeah, I mean,
I mean, I'm sorry, David.
I
As
love
much as I love you,
yeah.
but I'm going to take your money if I'm sitting there or try to.
I got to tell you, I got to be honest with you. From where I'm from, I think it's an insult if you play soft against me. I don't want you to play soft. Play as hard as you possibly can. Actually,
Right.
play harder versus me.
Right.
Because in the end, you know I'm going to take your money anyway. Anyway, back
Was
to the
that
table.
That was directed at me, huh? Oh, you're asking for it.
Back onto the table.
I think that was a challenge.
The only thing I don't understand, though, is if you're going to call the $400 bet on the turn, right?
Uh-huh.
And you hit your heart.
And then you hit it, right. And then why check on the
I mean, I guess you do open yourself up to a big check raise if the guy was checking the ace of hearts to you. Then you got to think about it. Is Gus capable of check raising the river with the ace of hearts, or is he going to throw a little value bet in there?
Look at Angie under the marker.
I mean, there are tricky
think,
players
yeah,
out there.
but I don't think there's many players that would check.
Good way to order.
Check the ace of hearts.
Right.
Check the nuts.
Right.
You know, in that case, the second nuts there. How do you? I don't. Throw a little
I don't
$400
know.
bet in there. Throw a $500 bet in there.
Well, I know that they're not only friends, but they're also like talk strategy with each other. You know, they're those kind of friends that run like hands off each other and
Okay, that's fine.
Trying to help
we
each
talk
other be
strategy
better.
too, but I got to tell you, I'm going to throw a little $400 bet on you.
right.
Now, you might check raise me.
Okay.
Who knows? But you know, I'm
Right.
second nuts. Hey,
I
Barry's
agree,
got
I
kings
agree with
here, by
you.
the way, and he raised it up to about $80, and Max called. Pot's $170, and comes out Jack 7, couple of diamonds.
Service, she's right here. Look.
Barry's going to find out where he's at. Wow, he just bet $400 into the pot. Pot is only $200.
No way. Easy, Barry. Easy. Down.
It's one of those mass overbets,
Very nice.
just to take it down,
After the next one.
and he does take it down.
He does take it down.
Got about 15 minutes left in our show tonight. Once again, you can catch us every Monday through Friday from 6 to 9.
And then keep watching it over and over again.
Sorry,
Yes.
guys. Didn't mean to do that.
But if you want to interact with us and hear us live, do it from 6 to 9.
Look at the lovely
Pacific time.
Angie there.
There's Angie.
So sweet. Look at a cute little smile. Oh, she looks like she's bluffing
Oh,
now.
yeah, she's getting embarrassed. I'm surprised she didn't flip us off. That's the Angie we
That
know,
is Angie,
you know?
without a doubt. Couple of limpers here. I can't believe I haven't gotten an update on the Indianapolis Colts Steelers game.
Because you didn't say don't do it. If you said don't do it, you would get it.
Yeah, probably.
Because Bart always starts out, don't tell me. I
Don't tell
wanna
me
know."
nothing.
Yeah.
You're hurting me.
Go ahead, Gus. Move.
Al has got a flush draw here.
Somewhere over
And the button is in seat 1, I believe, yes.
Yes.
And I think that's checked. I think the action is up to Barry, and he's taking a look at his hand.
there. Raise it.
It looks like he has garbage, and he's going to check it. Max is going to check as well.
Check.
and it gets checked around, I believe.
Bingo. Perfect.
And the turn is a king of diamonds. Eric still has the best hand with ace high.
Okay, I believe it. Oh, I can't. Okay, I may raise that.
But Al's going to take a shot at it now. He's got the flush draw.
He doesn't just have a flush draw; he has gut shot too.
Yeah,
And-
he does. Thank you.
Yeah. And you were talking about picking up pots that people don't really want. You know, I mean, those are the kind of hands I'm going to pick up. The other one was, you know, I mean, if this was a 9955, I don't think I would go for it, but. You know what
Really?
I'm
See,
talking
if I'm
about?
Eric with ace high, I go for it.
Okay. Well, see, I like Alan going for it with the gut shot.
Right.
And, I mean, he didn't even have to have the flush draw. I say it all the time. I bet my gut shots on pots like that when people don't want them.
The only reason sometimes I like to bet those kind of hands is where it might be a chop pot, or
You
somebody
get some
might have
people
some
out.
mediocre pair.
Mhm.
I might get them out, especially
Right.
if they're playing it so passively.
Right.
Button is in seat 2.
Not much more, guys.
Get a couple of limpers in here. Barry's going to limp in with the old 9-6. I got to tell you, that's another thing. If you ever see like a 21 or 22-year-old guy and they go, "Oh, I'm playing my favorite hands," you know,
It's just 6-9.
almost
Yeah.
half the time.
Right.
They think they're being like sneaky, like ooh.
Mhm.
Queen 8-5, couple of diamonds out there. Sylvester's got an open-ended straight draw. Max has got a gut shot. Barry's also got a gut shot.
Yeah, I missed that one. Sylvester bets 50.
With his open-ended straight draw.
Daniel looked real frustrated. He didn't hit anything of that.
Yeah, that's usually a
He's like,
tell there. When,
yeah.
when you pick your cards up and smack them.
Yeah, well, I mean, you would think like he had a good hand. Oh, I have a good hand. I missed. He had 10 of clubs. Sylvester takes down. Oh, a long way to go.
Yeah, he's down about $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
After being up by probably 400 or 500.
Was he ever up? I don't know if he was up.
I thought the bluff when he bluffed Sean, when Sean had top 2 pair, and he
Right.
represented Jack 9, I thought he won about a 3 or 4 draw pot there.
He won a big pot, but I don't know if that had just got him even.
Oh, he might have got him. Okay.
I don't know for sure.
Well, he's been bluffing all night, so.
Yeah, he has.
And most professional players, most good players, obviously have the bluff in their arsenal,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't use it that
You
often.
can't do it right.
I mean, I've
You
seen
can't do
Tommy
it all
Huffman,
night and-
who's one of the tightest, most solid players I know. I've seen him bluff occasionally,
Mhm.
but he'll bluff once, twice. I mean,
Right.
you got to pick your spots, though.
Right.
Ace of spades, and nobody's got, I don't think, any.
No, it was checked around on the flop, checked around again on the turn.
5 of spades.
And
Is
it's
Jack
just a
high
pair.
good?
I thought a pair of 7. Nope, there's no 7. How did I see?
Yeah, Jack
Five,
high is
five,
going to win
ace,
this.
king, eight. They're gonna chop it.
Yeah. They both have pair of 5s, ace, king, jack. Wow. So did you actually get up, like I know Black Friday, the day, like, you know, day after Thanksgiving, everybody gets up at 5 in the morning to go shopping?
Yeah.
Do you do that?
No.
Okay. I mean, you could not pay me. I mean, they would have to be like 80% off plasma TVs for me to go in there.
Plasma TVs.
I mean, it would
yeah.
have to be like crazy,
Right, something
great.
really cool.
I mean, like 20% off.
I'm
I'm
to
sorry.
the point now where I would rather pay like 10 extra bucks in shipping just so I don't have to deal with like some of the things, people and stuff like that. After Christmas, I do some like after Christmas sale stuff.
Oh, I'm all for that.
But no,
But
not
that morning to get up at like 4:35 in the
No,
morning
yeah.
to like run into
No, thanks.
Walmart.
Yeah, and people were getting in fights and everything like
Oh.
that. No, thank you. C2 raises to 50.
I mean, I know money is money, but
No, but sometimes you know it's okay to spend a little extra money just for peace of mind and for me, it's like, if I can spend my time doing something else, it's more valuable. I'd rather spend the $10 here. It's actually more efficient. So.
Got a flop of, I think it was 10, 10, 9. Max has flopped trip 10s. Barry's got 2 pair with the 8s, but obviously behind, and Al has got overcards. But Barry's going to bet 150 and see where he's at. And Max is probably just going to smooth call, and he does. Pretty predictable. I'm not sure if you want to smooth call that with 2 clubs and a 10-9 board.
Right.
I mean, that's a scary...
That's a combination.
I mean, you think? And there's the Jack of Spades. I mean, you got to be scared there if you've got trip 10s. Now, Barry has pocket 8s. He's open-ended, but if a queen were to hit, Max would have the higher straight. So Barry needs I want to say an 8 or a 7 to win this pot.
Right.
And Barry calls.
Called, yeah.
And this pot is $700 now to the river. Barry needs an
7
8
or an 8?
7, yeah. The queen would only get him in trouble. And a 9 might save him money.
Yeah, I think so.
Because now he can't beat anything.
No, he can't. He has to play the board.
Right, exactly.
Oh, wow.
And Barry just laughed at it. He looked like this. Well, now I got... Basically, Barry has 2 pair, 10s and 9s with a jack kicker.
Uh-huh.
And Barry, this is just theatrics. Obviously, Barry knows he has nothing. And Max has moved in, so he's taking all the play out of it.
Come
on, Barry. We've only got a couple of hands left.
Yeah, what do we have? Like 2 more hands left of the night.
Right.
You would have done the exact same thing.
I mean, Barry's like thinking here like as if he had a 9, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for sometimes taking a little extra time if somebody's making a move on me, and I want to like just so they don't think they can push me around.
Right.
But come on, Max is not thinking anything.
Well, yeah, like 5 seconds is enough, don't you think?
Remember that? You ever see that WPT episode with Bob Stupak?
Oh,
Oh, it
man.
was so annoying. It was unwatchable.
That was, yeah. There's actually a couple, and I'm probably going to get myself in trouble here, but I watched the Commerce one I think it was 2 years ago, and I watched it live, and Bill Gaze is probably the slowest player that I've
Bill
ever.
Gaze?
Yes. To act on all his hands, and I mean, it was almost unbearable to watch from the audience. So then,
well,
Barry still hasn't acted on his hand. We're sitting here having a conversation.
Yeah, say time, please. I mean, this is just, especially since he has nothing.
He called.
Unbelievable.
Oh, that's sick.
Barry did not just call.
He just called.
Called what?
Unbelievable.
Playing the board to chop the pot. How
Maybe
sick
he can't
is that?
Beat queen high. If the
He
guy
was
had a
calling
queen
to
high
chop.
flush draw, he can't beat that. What do you think? You think the guy's got like what? I mean, I'm trying to think of a hand that you can beat. You can't beat 7-8 because 7-8 is straight.
Right.
So you're beating like what, a 6 high flush draw? A
You
7
can't
high
beat
flush
anything.
draw? I mean, that was unbelievable.
But even if you beat the 7 high, yeah, go
What is he
Bart.
doing?
Unbelievable.
No, I mean, that's just sick. What is he doing?
But he doesn't even beat the 7 high flush draw neither because he's chopping it with
Right, he can only chop the pot.
Unbelievable.
I mean, if you bet it, okay, he's trying to bluff. That's one thing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes I had pocket deuces in that case. I'll bet it because I have to, because I know I can't win the pot.
Mm-hmm.
But to call off $300?
Right. No, I don't get that one.
What is he doing?
Oh, we're going to have to ask him about
I
that.
thought you were teaching him.
Well, I try, but he doesn't
taught him
listen very
that?
well. Heck no. Heck no.
Oh my God! What is he thinking? I have to destroy him on that one. I'm sorry, and I know he's going to watch this show. But what is he doing?
I don't know.
I mean, I got to tell you, I love that. But the way he's played tonight, I mean, he doesn't bet his queen of hearts. You know, the second
Right.
flush draw.
Right.
Okay, you know, you don't want to get check raised a lot of money. That guy had $2,000, but to call off your money. With
When
a
there was,
hand
like
that-
you said, there's no play involved. I mean, it's not like the guy had already moved all in.
you can't.
It's not
beat,
like you can move over the top of him.
you can't beat anything. You can only chop,
Right.
and you can't even beat a queen high.
Right. Well, hopefully he'll never do that again. I'm sure he's heard an earful when you know as soon as he goes home and watches the archive.
I don't understand it.
That was.
I mean, we thought he was just kind of like, doing it for theatrics, just to get some airtime.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I mean, he's a good-looking
We're sitting
guy.
here talking a story, and then I'm like, look back and say, what the heck?
Wow. Jack deuce. On to the next hand here.
And now he's reverted to playing ace racks.
Now, see, I actually like ace 4, ace 3, ace 5. I like a lot better than ace 7.
Yes. Because you can make it a wheel.
There's just the added advantage that maybe I can make a wheel.
100.
And he's going to bet $100, and that's not a bad flop for Eric here with ace king. But Eric's been pretty tight. I mean,
right. And he might not want to mix it up with Barry neither. Like I said, I mean, Barry has a lot of chips. Eric has a lot of chips, and that money means more to Eric than to Barry, I think. Well, Eric plays in a big game quite a bit, doesn't he?
I haven't actually played with him too much, to be honest with you. I have seen him in the 500 game. I've played with him a couple times, but not that often. And it's funny there. A lot of experienced players like Mo or Yoshi Nakano would kind of read that as, maybe Barry is tilting. But Eric didn't obviously read that.
Right.
Well, I think that's going to do it.
That'll do it.
For us at Live the Bike, for everybody in the booth, for me, and for Shirley Rosario, thank you very much. Make sure you watch tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Limit Hold'em.
So for everyone here in the booth,
bye-bye. Thank you.
And for David Tuckman, I'm Bart Hanson. Good night, everybody, from Live at the Bike.
It's here. It's big. And it's closer than you think. It's not a tournament. It's what you don't see on TV. The cash is real. The stakes are high. They bet big. They win big. They lose big. High stakes live action poker. Live at the Bike. Watch it live on the web or play it if you dare at the Bicycle Casino right here in Los Angeles.